It's been said, heroes don't have to be undefeated, but they must be undaunted. Last year, one team shattered two dreams.
57 yards to win the Iron Bowl. Kick on the way. It is short. Run down the near sideline. There's nobody there for Alabama. Auburn is going to win the Iron Bowl.
Missouri's trying to figure out a way to stop the running game.
Touchdown Auburn. It was easy. They have been unstoppable.
This season, fueled by the lingering pain of defeat, the vanquished have rallied. New stars emerge with redemption as the goal, only to discover the difficulty of the challenge.
Ole Miss has knocked off #1 Alabama.
The Georgia Bulldogs come to Columbia. They dominate Missouri.
But a champion's resolve brought them back.
Spins to the house. Your Missouri Tigers are heading to Atlanta.
SEC East champion. Alabama pulls one out of the back pocket. Alabama wins the Iron Bowl.
Now, they stand alone against each other. Alabama, a perennial powerhouse back to claim its football birthright. Missouri, the tenacious Tigers looking again to end a 45-year title drought. Here, close never heals, but glory lasts forever. This is the SEC Championship.
We welcome you inside the Georgia Dome in the heart of downtown Atlanta. This is the SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. The Alabama Crimson Tide against the Missouri Tigers. This place is jumping, as you might expect. We've got crimson and white, and we've got black and gold. Some are more well-dressed for the occasion than others, but they're all filled with enthusiasm as Alabama and Missouri get set to battle. Hi once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. This is championship weekend. One decided last night. Oregon is the champion out west. We're about to play for the SEC title, and then there are two more championship matches tonight. Take a look at the current college football standings, the playoff standings. Alabama, Oregon is in. TCU, a big win today. Florida State plays tonight, and then Ohio State, Baylor knocking on the door. And Gary, we're aware there's a potential for chaos.
Yeah, I got to say this. Alabama better not lose, because Oregon and TCU have made their statement. They have put the points up. They've won impressively. And the only way that Alabama has any chance to getting in, they have to beat an improving Missouri football team.
Well, Alabama has gotten to this spot by virtue of some real stars offensively.
They really have. I mean, they got a lot of great players, Vern. We all know that. But this year, when Alabama's wanted to win their football game, they've turned to their three dependable stars. Blake Sims, those fourth quarter comebacks, he led it, but he knew where to go with the football. And he gave it to T.J. Yeldon when he wanted to go on the ground. And he gave it to his incomparable Amari Cooper. I think the best football player in college football today. That's the formula. That's what Missouri has to stop. They know what Alabama's going to bring.
Alabama with one defeat for the year, Missouri with two, but they've won 6 in a row to get to this spot, and they have depended on their defense.
You know, if you're going to beat Alabama, you got to have stars too, Vernon. You're right. The Missouri football team has their stars on the other side. Shane Ray and Marcus Golden, the best tandem of defensive ends in this league, must, when they get their opportunity, be stars. I mean, they have to do in a different way what TJ Yeldon and Amari Cooper are doing. If these two guys aren't big players in the game, I don't know how they win. And then they need Matty Mock. He's coming on strong. He's been playing great in the fourth quarter. The thing is, can they get this game to the fourth quarter?
Well, we are about to find out. It's Alabama expected to be here. Missouri, somewhat of a surprise. Back after this. The SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper, is sponsored by Nissan, Sonic, Autotrader.com, and by Dr. Pepper. We welcome you back inside the Georgia Dome. This game played here after 2 years from 94-95 in Birmingham. And moments ago, first on the field, Alabama's Crimson Tide. Ninth appearance, as you saw, 4-4. And right behind them, the Tigers of Missouri in their second consecutive appearance in Atlanta. We now take you to first on the field, presented by Microsoft Surface. Here's Allie LaForce with Gary Pinkel.
Coach, you've made it to back-to-back SEC championship games. What does this team need to do to make sure that result is reversed this time around?
Well, you got to compete, you got to make plays. I'm real proud of this football team, and to win a championship in this league, you got to be good people. So we'll see how we can do.
Very few teams have been able to stop Alabama's big three. How does Missouri's defense get that done?
I don't know. We're going to have to find out. I'm sure I got to tell you.
All right, Coach.
Thanks.
Good luck. Thanks.
That was perfect. Listen, I think that Missouri's facing a better foe this year all around. That Auburn offense was great last year, but a better foe. But I think it's a better matchup this year for Missouri. They really struggled with that option attack last year.
Well, you heard from Gary Pinkel, and moments ago, Allie was with Nick Saban.
Coach, quarterback Blake Sims has had some drastic swings in his performance throughout the season. What did you tell him today to make sure he plays more consistent?
Told him to be cool hand Luke. He didn't know who that was, so I had to explain it to him. Blake just got to do his job, execute what he's supposed to do, trust in the plan, believe in the players that he's playing with, and he'll be fine.
Coach, last week your defense gave up over 600 yards to Auburn. How much of a concern is that for you heading into today's game?
Well, we're not happy about the way we played last week. We know we got to play better today, and I think we taught the players what they need to do to play better.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
I never expected to hear cool hand Luke.
That was great, wasn't it? I'll tell you, I wouldn't be as concerned about the yards as I was with the plays. Auburn ran 92 plays against this defense just last week.
Alabama won the toss, and they have elected to receive back in Atlanta after this. Welcome you back to the SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. Alabama, Missouri. Moments ago, the coin toss. And the coin was tossed by the retiring commissioner, Mike Slide. Called heads, it came up heads. Alabama won the toss and elected to receive. And a fond goodbye to Mike Slive. He and Liz going into retirement. He's been the commissioner for the last 13 years and has become one of the most effective and dynamic leaders in collegiate athletics. This is only the 5th all-time meeting. Last time was at Missouri. We were there for that in a lightning and thunderstorm, 42-10, the final. First meeting was 1968. Andrew Baggett will kick off. Christian Jones and DeAndrew White are the deep men. This will be Andrew Baggett's 200th career kickoff. And that's one of the few, it is not a touchback. It will be returned. Great field position to open as Christian Jones gets it out to the 31-yard line. Blake Sims, Gary.
You know, Vern, everybody talks about his fourth quarter and those great comebacks he's had. And last week against Auburn, he started off, quote-unquote, nervous. But if you check the stats, he started off the game 6 for 6. And then in the middle, he got a little nervous.
It's a different kind of nerve.
Yes, yes.
First down 10.
It wasn't stage fright. He just kind of lost it.
Saw that 3 interceptions in the game. But when it counted, in the comeback win over Auburn, effective. Justin Fowler opens at fullback. Play action. Sims goes to Fowler on first down. Fowler is a load. He's got a first down, Alabama.
And that's how Blake Sims starts out 6 for 6 in these games. It's a trademark of a Lane Kiffin offense, is given that quarterback, as we watch a hurry up no huddle here.
And a quick flip to Amari Cooper. That's only his 104th catch of the year. And we'll try and get the starting lineups in here and see if Alabama hurries again. Cam Robinson, the true freshman, suffered an ankle injury last week, but he's been a force. The Dr. Pepper starting lineups.
I guess Blake does so well late, they want to start him early.
Here's Yeldon. Rips it up the middle. Another huge gain for the Crimson Tide.
You know, you really can't blame Alabama here. They've watched Missouri play football all year and saw how good their defense was. And then they turn on the SEC championship and watch Auburn run up-tempo and say, why don't we try it?
Sims, Cooper, inside the 35. Kenya Dennis, number 7, with the tackle. Let's quickly get the defensive unit. There's a player down. Oh, he's just tying his shoe at the 30-yard line. Golden and Ray Kentrell Brothers actually leads this team in tackles, and only 3 behind him is Michael Shear. They have 103 and 100 respectively. 40 sacks, as you see, for the season for Missouri. Little flip near side. Fowler, Cooper gets by the sideline and out of bounds.
Boy, they are not going to allow that Missouri defense to get comfortable. They do not want those 2 defensive ends to get in the third down attack and put pressure. So right from the start, they're keeping it wide open and letting their stars make plays in space. I'll tell you, it's like watching Auburn all over. Let's see, the next thing we'll see is the jet sweep.
And here you go with the tractor in the backfield, Derrick Henry. He's up the middle for another nice gain to the 20-yard line. Shane Ray made the tackle.
Remember when I said that Missouri matched up better against the Alabama offense? Well, Alabama's not running the Alabama offense.
No, they are not. I still can't get used to the idea of the hurry up here since Nick Saban decried the hurry up. Here's DeAndrew White. He gets a block on the edge from O.J. Howard. Lane Kiffin, first year offensive coordinator, Alabama.
We visited with Lane, and I visited with him on the field. He was scared to death that if he got into passing situations against those defensive ends, that it could be a problem. You can see how he's adjusted.
Three wides to the left side now. White is up on the line. Here we go again. It's White with the block for Cooper. Cooper inside the 5. Very close for a 1st and goal.
You know, Vern, last week, Amari Cooper put all those yards with a knee brace on. Lane said he played at 90%. Well, there's no knee brace on now. There's a sleeve, but there's no knee brace.
Sims is 5 for 5. Little quick flips on either side, right and left. This time they'll hand it off. Henry to the 1. And let's take a look at the Verizon red zone stats for Alabama. 37 touchdowns, 56 trips. Nick Saban.
How about this? Alabama football, they're on the 1-yard line, and there's no fullback in this game.
T.J. Yeldon, touchdown, Alabama. Well, you might call that an effective start.
Oh, they just copied, come on, they copied the Auburn attack. Let's be honest here. They're going to force Missouri to see, can you stop what you couldn't stop a year ago?
Lane Kiffin whispering in the ear of T.J. Yeldon. And Adam Griffith on for the extra point.
And the clue might have been, Vern, when they won the toss and they took the ball. They did not defer.
Well, now who are the 3 you mentioned in the uncanny?
Yeah. Well, that really doesn't take any study to come up with those 3 guys. And you know, instead of the jet sweep for Auburn, it's the wide receiver screen for Alabama. Just a different way of getting the ball on the perimeter. Missouri, let's find some offense. You're going to need it.
Regional action, the NFL on CBS tomorrow. League game early, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. 3 others join that one. And then late, Buffalo at Denver or Kansas City at Arizona. It all begins with JB in the group, James Brown, and the quartet. The NFL today, tomorrow, presented by Southwest Airlines. Here in the SEC Championship, presented by Dr. Pepper. What a start for Blake Sims, Amari Cooper, and T.J. Yeldon. Marcus Murphy is back to return the kickoff of Adam Griffith. And he will bring it out 2 yards into the end zone. Murphy just short of the 20-yard line. Well, Gary, you mentioned Matty Mock playing well here at the end of the season.
Yes, but this is going to be a whole different level for Matty Mock. He's going to have to bring some running yards with him. The spread that Missouri features against Alabama, he's going to have to be on point throwing, but also help up with 60 to 70 yards running, I think.
First down 10, first possession. Hold that, Tiger. First down 10. Five wide, empty backfield, 4-man rush for the Crimson Tide, and that one is low and at the feet of Marcus Murphy. Let's take a look at the Dr. Pepper offense for Missouri. Morse, McNulty, Bame, Marcus Murphy, only man in college who scored on a punt return, kickoff return, run, and pass. And you saw Bud Sasser, the leading receiver for the Crimson Tide. Here's Mock. This is Darius White, number 8.
Well, Missouri tries to come out with the same tact that Alabama used. First throw, poor. Second throw, a drop. And you see Gary Pinkel's face look just about like mine right there. Can't do that. Third down defense, tough chore.
3rd and 10. 3 down for Alabama. See if they bring just the 3. Now looks like they're going to bring 4, and they do. Inside rush, Mock in trouble. I mean, he is really in trouble. And coming over to knock it down is Trey DePriest. 3 and out, Missouri.
It was a beautiful stunt devised that time by Kirby Smart. Ryan Anderson really set it up from that linebacker position, and in came number 47, Xavier Dixon, and forced the throw and a 3 and out.
Christian Brinzer is on to punt. Christian Jones is back to return it. Short punt taken by Jones. He reverses field. Not very effectively. 38-yard punt, 1 on the return. Anthony Sherrills made the tackle. Gary Pinkel. Matty Mock. Blake Sims. Lane Kiffin. Be right back.
This SEC Championship Diamond Moment is presented by Kay Jewelers.
Last week, Missouri stormed to the SEC East title with a fourth-quarter comeback versus Arkansas. A 98-yard drive, highlighted by a trick two-point play, tied the game, and then Marcus Murphy's touchdown run put the Tigers ahead for good. Then Marcus Golden recovered a fumble with 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining to propel the Tigers to their second straight SEC Championship game appearance.
We're back at the Georgia Dome. Gary, let's take a look at that opening drive.
Well, everything you thought you knew about Alabama football is smash mouth and try to run right over the undersized Missouri defense. Nope. Alabama says we're going to play the edges. We're going to get it to our guys in space and try to force this Missouri defense to chase our stars around. Would not be shocked now if they don't fake one of those quick screens and go deep right away.
Second possession for the Crimson Tide. And they began at the 44-yard line. Derrick Henry is the running back on the opening play of this. Here's a reverse, the toss rather. Amari Cooper,
jet sweep.
Of course.
And he still wasn't tackled right into the end. The basic Auburn offense. I'm going to give Gus Malzahn a game ball if they win. Same attack we saw a year ago, and now that Missouri, looks like there was a penalty on the play.
Yeah. Tom Ritter is our referee. May have been
they were moving.
Shift.
They were moving at the snap.
Illegal shift.
Yep.
On the offense. 2 players moving at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
The bottom receiver, I think it was White, was moving at the same time. He doesn't get set, and Blake Sims has to make sure his offense is set before he calls for the ball. See, Blake did not notice that White moved, and that brought back a big play.
14-yard gain.
Missouri defense needed something good for them to happen. Now let's see if they can settle down and get a stop here.
Fowler, the fullback, is on with Derrick Henry. 2 wides to the left side. Henry, they did.
There it is.
There you go. That's Josh Augusta, number 97.
You know, we talk so much about the movement and speed of those defensive ends, but this just a busted assignment. I mean, I hate to say it. Yeah, it was a gift and taken advantage of by Missouri, but those defensive tackles are strong too, and they get the penetration that really is a part of this defense.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 20.
Now it's time for those defensive end stars to be stars.
Comes the rush. Sims is chased to his right, but here is where he can hurt you. Very nimble when he's forced to scramble.
It was actually read very well by the Missouri defense. This was going to be a screen to Henry to the left. It dried up, and Blake Sims was able to take it to the right side and make a positive play. Missouri defense read that all the way.
3rd down, 11. Cooper, top of the screen. Sims.
There it is.
Sacked.
You know who it is, Vern.
Shane Ray. That's number 14 and a half for the year.
Inside, Lucas Vincent put some nice pressure on too. This is the game that Missouri wants it. Get it into that situation where those defensive ends have a chance. He beats the freshman Cam Robinson, and then inside Vincent and outside the defensive ends. That's the Missouri defense in a nutshell.
And it all began with a 14-yard gain for Alabama, negated by the illegal shift. Here's Scott, the freshman.
Woo!
Again, he's just having a sensational year.
Inside the 10, I think that ball, maybe the 10, 11-yard line. What a punt.
Scott began his year, a freshman out of Denver, in this facility with a 62-yard punt against West Virginia. That one, 52. He's a weapon. Mizzou gets it back, second time. 7-0 Alabama. Missouri now has it back for the second time. It's time to take a look at our Home Depot tools for success. Gary?
You know, this Missouri football team needs to use all their tools, Vern, if they're going to be able to handle this athletic, strong Alabama defense, and that means the run game. They've got to find those gaps. They have to have those veteran linemen. They got 3 linemen, Bain, McGovern, and Chappell, and Morris, that have played a lot of football for them. And they need to use those veteran linemen and make sure Alabama plays honest. Give a little help for the quarterback, feature some of that running back game.
Russell Hansbrough, 5'9", 190, is on the field now. Limped off in the game against Arkansas in the last series a week ago Friday. Jimmy Hunt in motion. Here comes the run to the right side. Hansbrough knocked down. Landon Collins was the first there. Trey DePriest as well. And here's the defense. Allen Robinson, Reed. Jared Reed is just having a great year. He had 15 tackles in the win in overtime against LSU. Eddie Jackson, not so much. He was really beaten in the Auburn game.
But he got the start. He's on the field in the bottom right here.
Walk. Darius White short of the first down. Eddie Jackson.
Well, you know, there's always going to be those days, whether it's a few fumbles by a running back or a quarterback throwing picks. In this game, Eddie Jackson saw a couple good receivers. I mean, and he did not play the proper technique, and those guys went up, beat him. Bad. Coates and Williams.
3rd and 1. They go left.
It's very close.
Yeah, and look where the spot's going to come.
Going to be short, isn't it?
Deshaun Robinson was the first there. 4th down.
It was Robinson and Trey DePriest, the middle linebacker, who has really brought his game. You know, his game is that running attack, and also he's the quarterback of that defense.
And so that's going to bring on Christian Brinser, second punt. Christian Jones back to return it.
Beauty.
Much better. Jones backs up. Fair catch taken at the 30-yard line. That's a 50-yard punt. Yep. Nothing on the return.
Beautiful. Alabama had defense stays. They played it safe, so they had to go with the fair catch.
That's the key stop. Landon Collins was up there too, wasn't he? 7-0 Alabama over Missouri. Let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Vern. I got a chance to talk to Coach Lane Kiffin before the game. He told me there were 2 keys to this game. The first one being we have to get the ball out as soon as possible because Missouri disguises its defenses so well that he can't even tell what's going to happen. The second one is we need to make this feel like a home game, and it really feels like an Alabama home game down here. I'd say about 1/8 of this stadium is filled with Missouri fans. The rest is Alabama because Blake Sims needs to hear him on every single call to be able to play his best game.
Well, they started off with a great drive, and then second possession, a 14-yard gain wiped out. And here we are, third time, first down 10 at the 30. Yeldon to the 33.
Bad cut by Yeldon. He should have took that ball upfield, ran right into the tackle, and made a play that was 4 or 5 yards into Josh Gibson, who made the tackle. Stay upfield. Gibson makes a beautiful tackle.
That's a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Cooper, bottom of the screen this time. They'll hand it off to Yeldon, huge hole. To the 45, 1st down, Alabama. Ian Simon, number 21, with the tackle.
That was a huge hole that time. Harold Brantley, number 90, actually got influence blocked, that time inside out by Leon Brown, number 72. He thought the play was going one way. It went back against the grain. Either that or TJ Yeldon he's got such good peripheral vision. I think he can see his ears when he looks forward. He can see so much.
Now Tyron Jones, number 20, is on the field. Cooper, top of the screen. That looked like a busted play.
Sure was.
But the ball's out. Let's see if they rule it down or if there's a scramble and a possession change. It appears Alabama will retain possession. Tyron Jones, number 20. That's why he was there.
You know, Amari,
recovered the fumble.
Excuse me, Vern. Amari Cooper and Blake Sims, you were right at the end of that play. Amari Cooper did not believe he was a possibility of a completion. As you see the end of this play, it's forced. Nice play by Michael Shearer. And who ends up with the football? I think it was Alabama, because you could see the Missouri players were not happy right after that fumble.
That was Tyron Jones who recovered it. Now, what's this look? An old-fashioned eye. My gosh. Who'd have thunk it? There's the fumble from Sims.
And, of course, recovered by an Alabama player right at the end of the play, and that's why Missouri was so upset about it.
Tyron Jones dived on it, and it's 3rd down and 1. Vogler, the tight end. It was bobbled again. Ball's loose. Well, Blake Sims, that's back-to-back plays.
You know, Vern, Nick Saban said, what I want from my quarterback is cool hand Luke. When on this play, what we have is a failure to communicate. Because that was messed up. 1967, Paul Newman. What we have here is a failure to communicate and almost a disaster.
So on the bubble, here is Scott again. Another good one. Fair catch called and taken by Marcus Murphy. 46-yard punt. Wow.
Almost back-to-back fumbles, and you can see both coaches are saying, come on, Blake. You've got to be mentally attuned to what we're doing. You know that old saying, Vern, I can handle my enemies. It's my friends that I worry about, you know?
Right. You know, getting prepared for this afternoon, I never expected to hear cool hand.
He brought it up. I just remembered the line, that's all.
Paul Newman? You are a man of diversity. 1st down 10. Marcus Murphy is the running back. He goes in motion and sets up wide left. Matty Mark. They're looking for their first down. They've got it. No, they don't.
Missed him again.
Sean Culkin, the tight end, number 80.
It was a gimme. Well-designed play. They put the linebacker out, shifted smartly. Ragland goes out, and the tight end goes into the open space, and a poor throw from Matty Mock. See, that's a gimme 15-yard completion at the least.
Murphy still in at the running back. He'll rotate with Hansbrough. Xavier Dixon, he's got to throw it away. It was Dixon who leads this team in sacks with 8, applying the pressure, number 47.
I've been quoting as saying that this is not the normal Alabama team that I've seen in years past. They really don't put the hammer down in the power downhill running game. But I'll tell you what they're not like in the past either. They got 9 guys on the defensive line that can all be elite football players. Any 9 of them might play at the next level. They're that good.
3rd and 10. From the corner, Ryan Anderson. Screen. Got it, Murphy. First down for the Tigers.
And that's really what Missouri needed. Take a deep breath, call a play, a safe play, dump it off, and then let your athletes make a play like Alabama's athletes. They've got them. They just got to give them the ball.
Here's a quick count. Right side, it's Murphy. On first down 10. That is the first. That was the first down for the Tigers. 7-0 here. Waning moments, opening quarter of play.
The question for Missouri is, will they take the deep shots that Auburn did? 9 balls for over 300 yards.
Flag down.
I don't think Missouri was ready. They snapped it too quick, didn't they?
False start on the offense. Not all 11 players were set.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
They were pushing tempo. Blake Sims snapped one a little early, not making sure his team was set. And this time, Matty Mock does the same things. You got to take a quick glance left and right. His linemen were not ready.
That gives Mizzou a second down 10. Murphy still at the running back position. Head off on the sweep to Murphy. He's in trouble. Down at the 19. Jaron Reed. Well, Mizzou not effective offensively.
Well, you know, I mean, they miss a wide open receiver on the first play, and you can see their offense. They burned, you know, we talked to the coaching staff. They said early we were winning, but we knew it wasn't perfect. Caught up with us in the middle of the season, and then at the end, they made their run. They were feeling good coming into this football game, but of course they're facing an elite defense.
They're down 4 down for Alabama. They bring all 4. There's the stunt again, and the pass is tipped, I think. 4th and 14.
And it was just one of those plays that Missouri decided, and you're right, that ball was tipped inside.
DJ Petway.
Was.
Here's Petway.
Matty Mock has to step his game up. You do not beat Alabama with subpar quarterback play. You have to be elite.
Windsor. This one's going to hop and take a sideways bounce.
Alabama went for the block on that one.
They sure did.
Yep. Missouri was rugby kicking it. Alabama attacked it. And it's a, I think, pretty good thing that, man, good changeup by Missouri to do the rugby kick that time, or they might have got a piece of it.
Monday on CBS, fast cars, a star basketball player, military school cadets, and a serial killer. I was getting excited there. They all have something in common. Find out what on a mysterious new episode of NCIS Los Angeles, Monday at 10, 9 Central.
Vern, let's see if they try to settle down Blake Sims by going back to the quick screens. I mean, why not, right?
There's Fowler going in motion to the
That's
right.
what they do.
There you go. Cooper behind the line, breaks the tackle, and gets something positive out of it. They sent Fowler out there to help. Good point.
I mean, they needed to settle down their quarterback, and if you're not going to play man-to-man coverage, you get it to your guys. This was not a good throw. See, it was back leg to Cooper, and that allowed the defender to come up inside Kenyon Dennis to make that play and really force it for a no game.
Second down 10.
Gotta like where Missouri's defense is feeling now. Remember, they got shocked early. They had bad dreams coming in here,
right,
but they've settled down.
Second down and 10. Stack on the right side. This is a designed run by Blake Sims, and it's going to set up a third down, probably 6 when they spot the ball. Lucas Vincent, number 96, with that tackle. O.J. Howard comes on. Christian Jones off the field for Alabama.
Remember the last third down, they got the sack from the edge in their 6-game win streak. Missouri's third down defense has been holding their opponents to converting only 30% of the time. This is where they obviously like the game, where they can turn loose their stars.
Cooper matched up with Kenya Dennis, top of the screen. Fowler. Here comes the blitz. Sims finds the safety valve over the middle. Well, some safety valve. It's a more. I said that, and then I looked down at who it was.
He read the blitz. This time Dave Steckel brought the house. And Blake Sims did a great job of staying calm in the pocket, not being flushed, and waiting for Vern's safety valve.
Nice to have an All-American safety valve. Sims is now 7 for 7. Make it 8 for 8.
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. He got popped, did Amari Cooper. Harold Brantley, number 90, is the popper.
Don't you just have the feeling, Vern, that the Missouri defensive coaches, Dave Steckel, is telling their guys, he's going to go deep. He's going to go deep. Yeah. Pretty soon he's going to go deep.
Exactly. Well, we have reached the end of one. 7-0 Alabama, an opening drive of 10 plays and 68 yards. Back to the Georgia Dome after this message and a word from your local station. SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. We began quarter number 2 from the Georgia Dome. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce with you. And you see the number of plays just about even, but the time of possession.
That was plays versus yards.
I'm sorry.
Alabama's plays, Missouri's yards, and that's not good.
Thank you for the correction.
You got it.
It's tough standing where we are to really see the monitor, especially through these thick glasses. Thank you. Second, I thought they didn't run that many
that's
plays.
right.
Sims. Cooper.
Still perfect.
That's the 7th catch by Cooper, and Sims is perfect. Were you surprised the way they started?
A little bit, Vern, but I think back to 2011. Remember with the defensive ends for LSU, and they gave Alabama problems in that 9-6 game, and then in the championship, Alabama opened it up with A.J. McCarron. It goes, we can't handle the speed of the defensive ends, so what did they do? They went up-tempo, no huddle, and let A.J. McCarron nip away at that defense.
Yeldon breaks a couple of tackles in the middle and gets down near the 25. They're going to spot it just short of that.
Yeah, as you have a couple of huddles about where does where does Amari Cooper line up, then they throw number 4 at you.
2nd and 5.
Hey!
Sims. That was over the head of Cooper, and a double team coming. How about how they've utilized Amari Cooper?
Well, this is really the M.O. of a Lane Kiffin offense, moving his stars around. Start him out from the backfield and get the ball. Here you bunch him and get him the ball. And then you use the best safety valve I've seen all year. Get him the ball. I'm just tweaking the room.
I'm going to hear about it tonight. 3rd and 5. Yeldon stumbles.
That did not look good, did it?
No.
That Missouri defense, again, inside. You know, we talk so much, man, I'm guilty of it as much as anybody else, of Golden and Ray, but inside, Vincent, Augusta, Hoke, that's guys that are making plays too. And Dave Steckel knows, and it's a unit that does it. You got to have the total package, or Alabama will expose you.
Adam Griffith only 12 of 18 this year, but he began the season in this building with 3 of 40 plus. This one from 43. And it hooks. Wide left.
There you go.
He started the year 7 of 7, including those 3 of 40 plus, but he's really tailed off.
Well, this is energy to that Missouri defense. Obviously, their offense is struggling right now, but the defense is keeping them in the game, and they believe in Matty Mock. They say if we can keep it close, that 4th quarter, the pressure will shift to Alabama. We still have a chance.
Still 7-0 after the missed field goal. Alabama has the lead. Many great traditions abound on game day throughout the league. And each week we'll give you a taste of tradition presented by Sonic. For more, here's Allie.
Thank you, Vern. An annual tradition here at SEC Championship Weekend is the induction of the class of 14 football legends. Running back Bobby Humphrey represented the Tide. Mizzou tight end Kellen Winslow made his mark for the Tigers in the old Big 8, but now he is a legend of the SEC. The highlight of the night, however, was reserved for Commissioner Mike Slive. He became an unofficial member of the class of 2014 as he received a standing ovation from the gathered crowd in honor of his 13 years of incredible service to the league. Commissioner, congrats on a legendary career.
This 2014.
And we will all miss him. Mike and Liz Slive, he is retiring as commissioner of the SEC. First down 10, Matty Mock, 2 of 8 for 18 yards.
He's had opportunities. He has not really settled down and got the ball accurately to his players so far.
3 wides, 2 on the right side, 2 on the left. So 4 wides with 1 running back. Hansbrough. That's an effective opening.
The ball came out.
Did it? Recovered by Missouri, yes.
Xavier Dixon thought he had it, and it was snatched away from him like early. Ball's out. You can see it. I don't know if he was down or not, but it really isn't going to make much difference because it was recovered by Missouri anyway. Ragland with the hit that really forced it.
Missouri has only lost 2 fumbles all year. 2. That one incomplete. Intended for Jimmy Hunt.
You know, Vern, we saw how Amari Cooper has dominated the game and Lane Kiffin has got him the ball. Well, the go-to guy from Missouri is Bud Sasser, number 21. You know, he's the 2nd leading receiver in the SEC, and he has not been targeted.
Sweep right. Good move by Hansbrough, but he's going to be caught and dropped.
So hard to get outside this Alabama defense. I think Missouri's going to have to figure out how to run mock. That's what I said early. You're going to have to get your quarterback. If you're going to run spread and you can't get outside, you need your quarterback to help you. The edge is not handled. Xavier Dixon turns it around and then inside out, and Petway makes the play.
This will be the 3rd 3 and out, assuming no fake punt here. They went after it last time. They do not this time. And Christian Jones comes up. Oh, brother. There's a flag down as well. I wonder if we might have a, let's see if this is an illegal block.
I think that ball hit Alti Tenpenny, number 28, on that play.
Yeah, it did.
Maybe not allowing the returner to catch the punt.
Kick catch interference, number 25 of the kicking team. That's 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's what I mean, the only thing that made sense. You have to avoid and give the ability to get the catch, and you can see it. He did not. He actually bumped in to the receiver that time, and no chance for Christian Jones.
That was Donovan Newsom, number 25. Crimson Tide has the football when we come back.
Brent Stover with this Chick-fil-A update. TCU hammers Iowa State today. A career-high 460 through the air for Trayvon Boykin. Swings it out here to Aaron Green, 54 yards to the house. TCU rolls 55-3. The Frogs making a big final impression for the playoff selection committee. Guys?
All right, Brent, thank you. And the playoff standings going into today, Alabama, Oregon, they won, they're in. TCU, strong bid. Florida State plays tonight, and there's Ohio State, big game tonight. Baylor, big game tonight. Those are the teams in contention for that 4th spot. First down 10. Tyron Jones, number 20. And here's that old look. I formation. DeAndrew White near side, play action. Sims goes deep. He's got White down there. White's got it. Touchdown, Alabama.
This is a magnificent throw by Sims. It was roughing the passer on the play. He threw this with a helmet in his mouth.
Targeting number 56. Defense.
Oh, boy.
That penalty defense on the kickoff.
And if it's targeting, that means Shane Ray could be sent out of the game.
Yes.
He had a helmet in his mouth as he threw this football. Look at this. Boom. He's going to be out of the game.
And he's the sack leader of this team.
It was the same play that Amari Cooper ran for the touchdown, the famous one of Lane Kiffin putting his hands up before the ball was thrown. Well, this time they ran it to White. Same action. He dipped outside, but a fantastic throw. And as he let it go, Missouri's going to lose their best rush end. It will be reviewed, but I think it's going to be upheld.
They're reviewing, and the purpose of the review is to see if he should be ejected.
And watch White run the same way Cooper did.
Yeah. Braylon Webb and Ian Simon were the deep men.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 56 is disqualified from the game.
I saw him with a late hit against Arkansas last week, and he is out of the game for targeting.
You know, Vern, how you said that Amari Cooper was used as a safety valve before. Now he's going to be used as a decoy, and watch the effect as the play is run on the safety. He sees Cooper and watch him tip just 2 steps in. And then when he tries to readjust, there's no way to do it. That's how you use your stars. You throw it to him, you decoy him. Perfectly designed play.
Shane Ray's going to take a long walk to the locker room.
There's no avoiding that one.
Nope.
That's the rules. You know, Vern, I saw that play against Arkansas, and I did not think that was targeting or roughing in that game. Allen was injured in that game, and he was going down with almost any hit. And I thought it was a good no call last week. I agree with this one 100%. That's tough to leave a championship game, though. That has just got to be brutal. He knows how important he is to this football team.
Let's take another look at the hit. Shane Ray.
Can't do that.
No.
And the ball was perfectly thrown.
DeAndrew White. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Blake Sims with a perfect throw to DeAndrew White. It's now 14-0, and Shane Ray ejected from the game.
You know, Vern, we were born at night, but we weren't born last night. We know that Lane Kiffin, watch down here, might have been saying touchdown. Watch the bottom of your screen here. Touchdown. How about that? Back
oh, my gosh.
Back. We saw it a week ago, and there it is again.
Well, this one might become equally famous. Lane Kiffin fired at USC to the surprise of many. And this one's going to hook and be taken at the goal line. Nice tackle. Tyler Hunt returned it.
Well, Matty Mock, you got to step up your game. You cannot beat Alabama with inferior quarterback play. The plays have been there. He just has not been playing at the level necessary. And when he gets it there, the receivers have dropped it. There have been open players, but the quarterback and the receiving game is not up to the level that can attack this team. We've seen what it takes. It takes like 20 for 23, 18 for 24, something like that to beat Alabama.
First down 10. Malk is 2 for 9. Goes right side. This one is caught. Sean Culkin, the tight end.
I'm going to go hurry up.
Yep.
Something that, as you can see, that was not a staple of this team this year. This is like 3 years ago when Missouri ran this offense.
2nd and 5. Handoff. Mark Murphy spins out of a tackle. Best gain of the night for Mizzou.
They won't slow down now. They had nothing until this drive. They go hurry up, miss. They had 1 first down and 27 yards prior to this.
1st down 10 at the 47. Murphy again. Oh, nothing this time. Trey DePriest, number 33.
Vern, I watched the Auburn game very carefully, and I do understand the hurry up, no huddle. I charted every play, and Gus Malzahn always has the threat of going fast. But they only went fast 19 times in that game with very mixed results. It was the deep ball last week that really hurt Alabama. They handled the hurry up pretty good. Just listen, Auburn's good on offense. That's just it. They're good.
2nd down, 9. Left side. And it is caught by Jimmy Hunt. I can testify to the amount of work Gary put in. He showed me his notes.
It's not work. It's not work.
No. You had 15 pages of notes on the Auburn-Alabama game.
It's fun.
This is the first play from Missouri across midfield.
It's a huge series for this team. Sasser's on the bottom. Has not been targeted yet. Leading receiver.
Mock has to get rid of it. He's got Hunt down there.
Got it.
He did indeed. He had the big play in the win over Arkansas last week. That was 44. This one's 32.
Again, we just said Auburn hit the deep ball. And what does Missouri do? Come back with the deep ball. Now, I don't know if he pushed off or not, but it ain't going to get madder because that one's over. Well, the Alabama fans think he's pushed off.
Yep. Mock, left side. Sasser's first catch. Uh-oh. Cyrus Jones got a little aggressive. Jimmy Hunt. That big catch.
Got 1 foot down. Got 2 feet down. And he had the ball.
2nd down, 9. Hansbrough is the running back.
That was a great throw by Matty Mock. A great throw.
Hansbrough goes right, in trouble. DePriest forces him farther right and into the arms of number 26, Landon Collins.
Well, Landon Collins is a tackling machine, but Trey DePriest, as Vern told you, just tracked this down. Now, this is a speed back against a middle linebacker. Look at that middle linebacker. Avoids the block and pushed it into the safety. That's great defense.
3rd down, 10. Missouri trailing by 14, 8:42 to go, first half. Timeout, Missouri. That's their first. 8:40 to go, first half. Tigers' first threat of the game.
Brent Stover in New York. Coming up on the Geico halftime report, Adam and the guys will be down in Atlanta to talk about today's action, including TCU hammering Iowa State, a pick 6 for Derek Kindred as they make their statement for the playoff. Back out to Bama and Missouri.
All right, Brent, thank you. Here's Matty Mock, 4 of 4 on this current drive after a 2-for-9 start.
And, you know, you can talk all you want about fundamentals, but sometimes you know the blitz is coming, and you just have to get rid of it any way you can. And that's really the strength of Matty Mock. He's a freelancer, kind of a free spirit guy, and he has to continue to make plays like kind of like Johnny Manziel-ish type plays.
3rd and 10.
Remember last time on 3rd and long, they hit him with a screen.
Marcus Murphy, the running back, wide to the right, top of the screen. And Alabama will bring 5, 6. Mock forced out to his left. Off his back foot in the end zone. Incomplete.
And how about Kirby Smart on that one? Everybody knows that Alabama likes to run 4-on-3, 3-on-2 coverages, and they match up. But this time he gives the appearance of the matchup. And see, it looks 4-on-3 here, 3-on-2 over there. But what do? Blitz.
That'll bring on Andrew Baggett, who hit 2 in excess of 50. A 50-yarder and a 52. But he also missed 2 extra points at Tennessee. 14 of 21 for the season. Braylon Webb will hold. Jake Hurl will snap it. Kick is up and good.
Well,
Missouri on the board.
Yeah, those field goals against Arkansas kept them in the game. Remember, 14-6 at half? That's the only way they even came back.
Coming up at the half, stay tuned for the Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway. The winner will walk away with $100,000 in tuition money. That's coming up at halftime. That young lady, Yvonne Padilla Rodriguez, in 2011. SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. Lane Kiffin's bunch back on offense shortly. Andrew Baggett will kick off. Christian Jones and DeAndrew White are deep. 14-3. Alabama leading Mizzou. Good one. That's what he's done on more than half of his kickoffs. Touchback. Let's go to the studio for this Heisman Watch presented by Nissan. Here's Brent.
Vern, Marcus Mariota may have clinched it last night in the Pac-12 championship game. 5 total touchdowns for him, 3 on the ground as the Ducks drilled Arizona. Now tonight it's Jameis Winston's turn as Florida State goes for the ACC title against Georgia Tech. And Melvin Gordon looks to run all over number 5 Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. Vern and Gary, back to you.
Brent, thank you. 8.5 to go here. First half.
And of course, this is the first series without Shane Ray.
Right.
20 tackles for a loss, 13.5 sacks. He leads the SEC in both, and 3rd and 4th in the nation. He's not out there.
Charles Harris, number 91, replaces him.
Freshman.
Out of Clute, Texas. Cooper. Speaking of Heisman candidates, there was Amari Cooper. And let's welcome our Duck, who are the only 2 wide receivers to win the Heisman Trophy. I was stunned that we had trouble with this. We both did. No, you're not going to fess up?
No, I wasn't, to tell you the truth. You outed me.
2nd down and 3. Derrick Henry. Close. It looks like he's got enough. Yep. 1st down 10.
Well, Dave Steckel, one of the assistant coach, by the way, for obviously defensive coordinator for Missouri, matched up his defense against this prolific offense for Alabama.
This is Derrick Henry. Well, we mentioned Charles Harris, a little more from Allie LaForce. Allie?
That's right, Vern. The replacement for Ray came down to 2 redshirt freshmen. It was either going to be Charles Harris or Marcus Loud. When they told Harris he's the guy, Marcus Golson sat him down and said, this is what you need to do. We're all in this together. I will be like your big brother. You tell me what you need help on and we'll get it done.
Nice play. Thank you, Allie.
Yeah, great penetration inside. That's what you need. You need those guys inside making those plays. And that time, Matt Hoke was the guy, the veteran, the longtime veteran inside. And Matt Hoke, number 89, his whole career, he's been making plays, injured throughout his career, and that one was a big one.
Now, this is his 34th start. He came to this program as a tight end. We're talking about number 89, Matt Hoke. It's 3rd and 9. Christian Jones goes top of the screen. Amari Cooper now goes.
See what the freshman can do.
Yeah. Timeout.
Alabama, that is their first charge timeout of this half.
.6:35 to go first half. Crimson Tide leads it 14-3. Back at the Georgia Dome, we invite you to get the fastest scores and updates for Alabama, Missouri, and all teams with the CBS Sports app. The fastest app for sports fans. Download the CBS Sports app now. Blake Sims has now become the all-time single-season pass leader, surpassing A.J. McCarron. And Greg McElroy now falls to 3rd.
If I'm Alabama here, I'm conservative. If I got an open guy, I take it. I do not want to turn over at this part of the field. The way we can punt and play defense, no way I gamble.
That was Marcus Golden. Now, was he drawn offside? And
Alabama reacted to it. That'll be against Missouri.
Austin Shepard indicated he wanted to go that way. There's Tom Ritter.
Offside. Defense, number 90 with contact. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Well, they called it on Brantley for contact.
I think he's right here. And he did.
Yep.
He hit Ryan Kelly.
So now 3rd and 9 becomes 3rd and 4. Change your mind?
It's a lot easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
And remember, in this situation, you got a scrambling quarterback that can make a play too.
Jones goes over to join Cooper on the left side. 4-man rush. Sims near side, diving catch. Yes, he got it. Guess who's there to point the way? Lane Kiffin.
But you know, that ball was placed perfectly. Blake Sims having one of those days. Put it right in the spot where nobody could get it.
And so they hurry up into effect for Alabama as soon as they set the chain. This is Jalston Fowler, number 45. It's a rare carry for him, only the 12th rushing attempt of the season. Another look.
Came out.
Yes,
came out
did.
clean, and this might be overturned. This could be. That was an immediate fumble recovery right there. I'm surprised this isn't being reviewed. Why would it not be reviewed?
Very good question. That's Howard in motion. The toss. Henry going to the left. He's got a convoy and a stiff arm. He's out of bounds with a first down. No review from upstairs.
The only thing I can think of, the only possible thing I could think of is the whistle blew.
Yeah,
That's all I can think of, because the ball came out.
This is the previous play just completed.
Gary Pinkel had no argument down in the field.
First down 10, 5:26 to go, first half. And Sims will take it under center. The toss. Fowler leads the way. So does Shepard. They try for the strip. Does Kenya Dennis.
Well, now they're starting to run the ball like Alabama here, right? Now they're going to center. Oh, great block that time by O.J. Howard. Comes across in motion and just seals that end. And that's what you thought the old Alabama team would do to fast, smallish ends. Get to the edge, slam them with those big tackles and tight ends, and then put that football in the big running back's hands. A little different style. Very seldom do you see Alabama go under center to run the ball anymore.
Yes. Rakeem Falcons, number 80. Play action. He was on the field. This one is dropped by Cooper. Sometimes it happens. 3rd and 4.
So in this game, I mean, how about this start for Blake Sims? 12 for 14.
3rd and 4 here. Gary Pinkel in his 14th year as the head coach.
Here's out unbalanced left this time.
That's Cooper who comes this way on 3rd and 4. Kelly pulls. They come to the near side. Yes. Here's Cooper. Got a first down.
How about Austin Shepard that time? A sidearm throw from Blake Sims to get around the outside Marcus Golden. Watch the sidearm throw. Whip. And in number 79, Austin Shepard gets it. Here's the sidearmer around Golden. And then Patience to the outside.
9 catches for Cooper. Blitz from the corner. Sims steps out of the tackle and he'll run out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
I was talking to Lane Kiffin about this Missouri defense, and he goes, you know what's really interesting is Dave Steckel, the Missouri defensive coordinator, actually visited with his dad at Tampa and Dallas of how to run that Tampa 2. And it's really their basic style. They like 2 high safeties, corners up, so it's basically Kiffin against Kiffin's style.
And the reference being made to Monty Kiffin, the longtime defensive coordinator, and Matt Hoke.
Yeah, boy, and as I said, he's battled injuries, a neck, a toe, an ankle, a pec, a hamstring. This year, he played with half an arm in that Indiana game with a torn pectoral, and he's down again.
Yeah, he was lining up, and all of a sudden, boom. Senior from Harlan, Iowa. See him in the middle? Just all of a sudden, he went to his knee.
Well, yeah, instead of trying to run to the sideline when you go down, at least you get a substitution. You can take, you always tell your guy, listen, don't try to hobble off and we have to hurry somebody out there. Just go down. The referee will blow the whistle.
He is a senior after all.
Yes.
KG.
So what did I say? It was he's had a neck, toe, neck, toe. I think he pulled up. I think he pulled his kind of a groin up high there.
2nd down, 8. 3 wide left side. Now 2 wide right side. Quick flip, Cooper. Not much.
Job. Nice job by defense that time. Kenyon Dennis, the junior college transfer. He took that spot from E.J. Gaines a year ago. Remember we had him in this game? 6-foot player, takes on the, well, takes on, I want to say be nice to Yeldon, say block, but it wasn't a great block.
113th reception this year.
Now remember last week against Auburn, Nick Saban went for it on 4th down twice in that game. They've already missed a field goal. Will he be thinking 4-down territory?
Stunts. Pass. O.J. Howard. 1st and goal, Alabama.
He wanted to go to White. He wants to go out here, but the corner rides him, so he does what he's taught to do, go to the next inside guy. He thinks he got to Andrew White, corner runs with him, take the tight end.
Up the middle, Yeldon, touchdown. Alabama extends its lead.
What a magnificent sense. Remember when Blake Sims threw that 3rd interception and Jake Coker warmed up? Well, since that time, Blake Sims has been on fire. He finished off that last game, and he started this football game. Everybody thought, oh, they're going to bench him. They're going to bench him. He's got no momentum. He doesn't have any momentum.
Of all the people I've worked with, and it's a long list, you detest the word momentum more than anybody I know.
Just keep playing. Just keep playing.
Well, the extra point was good to take us through the. Here's the Yeldon touchdown. Alabama with a nice drive. 21-3, 2:47 to go. And there was a no fumble call in the middle of that drive. Gary,
did you hear me arguing with Steve Shaw?
I did, yes, I did. I was talking loud.
Yeah, go real quietly here and listen. There was a whistle, but it was called forward progress for the Missouri fans. Because the whistles came clearly after the ball went down, but it was marked up in front. Now, the way I interpreted the review is the replay official can listen for the whistle, but I don't know if he can overturn forward progress call. And Steve's saying no, there's always a rule.
Steve Shaw, the director, supervisor of officials for the SEC, joins us for this game every year, and I must say it's nice to have him along.
I don't know. If I was Missouri, I would have liked to at least get a replay on that. I really would.
Well, I'll take your mind off of it. It's time to welcome the Duck back. Here he comes. And the answer to the Aflac trivia question. 2 wide receivers have won the Heisman. And the answer is Tim Brown, 1987. Desmond Howard in 1991. I will not tell you which one we didn't get.
I covered them both.
Of course I did. I did. Yeah.
I might not have covered Tim Brown, did I? No. I watched enough of them, though.
First down, 10. Here's Mock. Being chased by Ryan Anderson. Let's go, my goodness.
His 2 best completions have been on broken plays.
Yeah. That's all the way out to the 50. Darius White with the catch.
Now remember, Missouri gets the ball. Alabama took it, won the toss, and took the ball to start the game. That ball was caught, had his feet in, so they get the ball down 21-3. So points here and points on the next drive.
Double coverage, and it's overthrown to Bud Sasser after the 26-yard gain. Second down, 10. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining.
Wait, do you think? I don't think really Alabama plays the style where they take a player away like Bud Sasser. They just play their defense. But when you have your best receiver with 1 reception for 1 yard, they need more out of their go-to guy.
Cyrus Jones is matched up against Sasser. They hand it off, and Hansberg gets nothing. Jaron Reed again, number 90.
You know, we're not talking enough about this Alabama defensive line, are we?
No.
They're manhandling these guys, pushing the offensive line back in the backfield, and Jaron Reed with that tackle. Remember that huge play he had in the Auburn game at the end of the half. Auburn tried to stick another play in there, and Jaron Reed made the tackle for a 2-yard loss and forced a field goal. It was a 4-point play at the end of the half.
Late subs allowed here, as they should be, for Alabama. 3rd down, 13. Mock deep left side. Jimmy Hunt overthrew him.
And that's exactly how Alabama plays. They're going to play their coverages, and if you can throw the ball 45-yard downfield and hit the guy, they're going to give you opportunities. Nick Marshall hit him. In this game, that play right there, Marshall made it. Mock has hit a couple, but they've been on scrambles. He has not hit the big play.
Nope. Opportunity gone there. And here's Brincer on to punt. This is the 5th punt for Missouri. Low. Nice catch. And the fair catch called for and taken at the 9 by Christian Jones. 43-yard punt. Nothing on the return. 1:29 to go before the halftime break. And coming up, we've got the crew with us here. Adam, Spencer, and Brian will be joining them for the Geico halftime report in a minute and 29 seconds of playing time. First down, 10.
Yeah, Vern, as we talked about how hot he started, remember that 3rd interception? Look what he did last week after the 3rd interception. 10 for 12, 183, 3 touchdowns. And he starts off this game just as hot. That's a pretty amazing comeback.
That's above average.
Yes, from when everybody thought they needed to make a switch. Tremendous decision by Nick Saban to keep him in the football game.
First down 10. Handoff Henry going left. Gets a couple of blocks, and he is hauled down near the 13. Lucas Vincent, number 96, with the tackle.
I think Alabama says, you know, if we bust one out to the 35-yard line or something, we may do things, but we'll just take it to halftime.
Both teams 2 timeouts. Nick Saban, Gary Pinkel, teammates, Kent State under Don James. We'll tell you a little more about that after the halftime break.
Yeah, I say that, but I forgot Lane Kiffin's calling.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not sure. But safety's back for Missouri. They're giving the look of saying, we're not going to let you go deep on us. We'll concede the first half 21-3.
Henry. And it's going to be 3rd down. And Missouri, apparently, let's see if they call time now.
They will.
Yeah. 3rd down 3.
And the reason there, obviously, if they get one more stop, they use their last timeout and they can force a punt.
One timeout remaining. Sims 15 of 17 after the 10 of 12 finish against Auburn.
You know what? Old Alabama quarterback that I got to compete against when he was the head coach of Green Bay would call in this situation, right? Art Starr would go a little play action pass and go deep here, wouldn't he?
And
Art?
Boyd Dowler would be open. And then Ray Scott would say, Starr, Dowler, touchdown. 1972 Kent State football team. Don James, the head coach. The tight end, and he was an all-MAC tight end, is Gary Pinkel, and then on the front row. They were coached by Don James, who passed away a year ago. And both coaches received a call from his widow, Carol, this week, wishing them well, not knowing quite whom to choose for. And she said, I think I'll just pull for both of my boys.
There you go.
And Nick said, boys? She said, you'll always be boys to me. 3rd down 3. Henry. Up the middle she goes. And a shoving match. Austin Shepard has been very active today.
That should be the half. I think Alabama will take this in. They got the first down. Brian Kelly again doing a nice job up front, turning the nose tackle, and Alabama puts it away. They're going to be on defense to start the second half, but boy, that first half was something to see. Their quarterback was on fire.
Well, so was Amari Cooper. 10 catches for 61 yards for the Heisman Trophy candidate. Boy, if he doesn't get invited to New York, something's wrong. Not saying he'll win it, but he needs to be present at the ceremony. Let's go down to Allie, who's with Gary Pinkel.
Coach, how does your team compensate for the loss of your sacks leader, Shane Ray?
Well, we just have to substitute a little bit different. You know, they're out executing us right now, and we're making mistakes, 2 penalties, which is not helping us. And against a good team, you can't do that.
Just 21 total yards rushing. How much of an emphasis will you place on the run game at the half?
Well, we just need to. That's what we need to do.
Thank you, Coach.
I think he's right. Yards. I don't care about style now. I need yards and points, basically.
21-3 end of the half. We'll be back with the Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway after this message from your local station. And we welcome you back to the Georgia Dome in downtown Atlanta. Halftime 21-3, Alabama leading Missouri. And it's time now for the Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway. Here are the rules. The student who makes the most throws into the giant Dr. Pepper can wins $100,000 in tuition from Dr. Pepper. Pretty simple. Let's go down to Allie LaForce.
It's finally time for our Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway. It's much anticipated. We have two very, very qualified contestants. Our first contestant is Julia Denny. She's hoping to win tuition to help pay for orthotic and prosthetic school. And our second contestant is Sabrina Reyes. She wants the tuition money to pursue her dream of being a neuroscientist. So, ladies, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is throw the footballs into the Dr. Pepper cans. Whoever hits the most throws walks away with $100,000. Now, both contestants are winners because the runner-up does walk away with $20,000 in tuition. Are you ready to go? Yeah. All right, let's get this thing started. Just wait for the referee's whistle. They're tied up at 1. Of course, Sabrina's father, Joey, a very proud father in the audience. Julia's parents and her sister are here as well, Pam, Mark, and Whitney. And Sabrina is just crushing it, up 8-3 right now. She seems to not be able to miss. She's on fire. Julia trying to make the comeback, but not quite able to do it yet. 11-5 is your score. And that's time's up, ladies. Sabrina, you are the winner. I think Sabrina is showing some tears. She's very emotional, very excited right now. Sabrina, step on over here with me. Congratulations on the win. Here now to present the tuition check to our winners, Jim Johnson. He's the president of the Dr. Pepper Company.
Thanks, Allie. Sabrina, congratulations. On behalf of Dr. Pepper and all of our Dr. Pepper bottlers, I'm pleased to present you with this check for $100,000 to go towards your tuition. Congratulations.
Sabrina, congratulations. You're obviously emotional right now. What's going through your mind?
I just want to thank Dr. Pepper, first of all, for giving me this opportunity, and for my friends and family who supported me back in San Diego and the Philippines. This is worth it, and I'm so thankful. Thank you.
What do you plan on doing with the tuition money?
I'm just going to keep studying and focus on school. I don't have to worry about paying for it anymore, so I'm super excited about that.
Sabrina, congratulations once again, and do remember that the runner-up does walk away also with $20,000. Congratulations again. Let's give it up for Sabrina.
Well, it's why it's always interesting, fun, emotional. Congratulations. Back with the halftime, guys. The Geico halftime report after this.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geico Halftime Report. I'm Adam Zucker with the score here in the Georgia Dome. Alabama leading Missouri 21-3. I'm joined by Spencer Tillman and Brian Jones, and it feels like the SEC championship is once again becoming a coronation here, and Missouri's already lost the SEC sack leader.
Yeah, when you lose Shane Ray, that affects you on both the offensive side as well as the defensive side of the ball. When he goes out as a result of that targeting penalty, that changes everything. The high hit, and I know my partner here doesn't believe it was, but here's the net result of it. If you take a mean number of 4, that's additional 15 potential plays you can give to your offense. It also makes it easier for Alabama to block them, BJ, because it's tougher to deal with 2 great pass rushers as opposed to just...
Well, I agree with you in your math there, but you're right. I don't think it was a targeting penalty. Was it excessive? Yes. Was he late on the hit? But his hands get there before the helmet gets there. And he doesn't lower his helmet. He doesn't use the crown of it. Does his helmet make contact with the face mask of Blake Sims? Yes, it does. The hit looks violent, but I don't think in a game of this magnitude you kick him out of the ball game for that hit. And we've sat here and seen worse hits not even being called.
Well, you couldn't see a better pass than that one, and Sims hit DeAndre White for the touchdown. He's also hit Amari Cooper so many times he's on his way to some records.
Yeah, Amari Cooper is out of sight already, picking up where he left off a weekend ago in the Iron Bowl. Thus far in this ball game, 10 receptions, 1 away from tying the receptions in an SEC championship game, which Riddell Anthony, the former Florida Gator receiver, now holds. And he's also set a single season record for the SEC, breaking Jordan Matthews' record. He now has 113 catches on the season. He's been all over the place, swing passes down the field. They keep targeting him, and they're not going to stop.
Yeah, it's Jerry Rice's cousin you're talking about. And in the meantime, Alabama's defense is doing its usual thing here, Spence.
Well, Missouri really struggled in the third down scenarios, just 2 for 8 on third down. This Alabama defense was at the quarterback's neck early and often in this contest. And again, they did it with just a 4-man rush. A little games and deals in the middle put pressure on Matty Mock. We talked about how efficient he needed to be. A couple of errant early passes in that. They tried to stretch a perimeter with Hansborough. He was not successful, BJ. So again, the Alabama defense did a fantastic job of just being everywhere, omnipresent.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. But the drop passes have not helped Matty Mock in this offense. Matty Mock has had some bad throws, but you see a drop here, right in the breadbasket. The receiver's looking upfield before he secures the rock. And then wide open, 1st and 10. You got a chance to extend the series, extend the drive, give your defense more rest. And here's a perfect pass by Matty Mock. It's in traffic, but you got to catch it. Hits you in your chest.
Able to rally them for the late field goal to give us our score here of 21.
Field goals will get you killed playing Alabama.
Yeah, well, they got 3 instead of 0.
Ask Auburn about that.
All right, well, a reminder, be sure to tune in later tonight for the Mountain West Championship game. Fresno State at number 22, Boise State. That's coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern right here on CBS. And a spot in a New Year's Day Bowl here. The Group of 5 spot is on the line for Boise State. Coming up, we will take a look at how all of this will affect tomorrow's college football playoff semifinal pairings when the Geico halftime report continues.
SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper, is sponsored by Ram Trucks, K Jewelers, The Home Depot, and by Dr. Pepper.
We are the champions.
Welcome back to the Geico Halftime Report. A reminder, Tuesday night at 8 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Don't miss a breakdown of this year's Heisman Trophy race on the Inside College Football Heisman Special presented by Nissan. And with that, we revisit our interactive question of the week. The final returns are in, and the question was, based on last night's performance, what will Marcus Mariota win? And 61% say he will win the Heisman Trophy and the national championship. Who's watching our game? Everybody. Let us know if you agree with the results. Join the conversation on Twitter and Facebook at SEC on CBS. In the meantime, a Heisman candidate by the name of Trevon Boykin was leading number 3 TCU against Iowa State today, looking to get another one of those seats at the table of 4 for tomorrow's reveal of the semifinal pairings. And, Trevon had some receiving yards as well.
Well, it's a beauty pageant. They got the memo with Oregon doing what they did to Arizona. You put those high heel pumps on down the Broadway, baby.
You need a trick play versus Iowa State.
They're having fun. Career high 460 passing yards and at least a share of the Big 12, but of course puts a tighter grip on their spot in the standings, in the rankings. Number 3 right now, Florida State, Ohio State, and Baylor, with their game still coming up tonight after Alabama here, but starting to feel like only one seat's going to be available as we look at your guys' top 6. And what is the latest you got for us there, Spence?
Listen, I moved after that stellar performance yesterday, Oregon up to that top spot, and maybe what surprises people, notice the committee did not penalize Ohio State for losing his quarterback. I like Oregon.
Well, listen, I don't believe in those beauty pageants when it comes to football. Florida State's the only one that's unblemished on the year. They're still number 1. Alabama right behind them. Oregon, they're at 4. Great win last night. But of those one-loss teams, other than Alabama, I think they're all comparable.
All right. Well, Florida State, Ohio State, and Baylor are all hoping that Missouri's able to come back and do something here against Alabama. but otherwise, who's in the best position?
Well, listen, Florida State's probably in the most precarious position right there. I'm not so sure Baylor is in a strong position. I think TCU is strengthening their spot by ringing up the number of points they did. They're playing defense like Oregon did. BJ, that's the difference.
Yeah, you look at TCU, a win on Thanksgiving night versus Texas, and then they put 55 on Iowa State, and they move up. You know, that ranking coming out Tuesday had to really sour the Baylor Bears. I don't know if they can do enough, even though they're playing a ranked K-State this evening.
I think it's really interesting that the committee was willing to move Florida State down. Now, you say
that bothers me a lot, too.
Well, listen, it's an undefeated team. There's no question about it. But listen, Florida State better be careful, because if they
should be careful about Georgia Tech. You're right. But
absolutely.
If you keep winning and you get devalued for that makes no sense. It's about posting W.
It'll be a moot point because Georgia Tech's going to win the game.
Wow, there it is from Spencer. And at the current spots there you have right there. You have Alabama against Florida State, perhaps, in New Orleans, and then Oregon, whether they're 1 or 2. They're probably on their way to the Rose Bowl semifinal game. All right, in the meantime, Missouri, they're trying to shake up the whole world. They're down 21-3. I know you don't like field goals, BJ.
No.
But what do the Tigers have to do?
Well, they got to score some touchdowns. Field goals will get you beaten. Auburn, 5 last week. They went home a loser. You got 17 passes by both quarterbacks, 15 of 17 Blake Sims, 7 of 17 by Matty Mock. He's got to make some plays.
It's really simple. Even if he does make plays, you got to get the ball to him. You got to create turnovers on defense without your best player on the field. And to this point, they haven't proven, Missouri, that they can score even if they do have the football. So it's a challenge.
21-3 is our score. And remember, next Saturday, be sure to join us for an American tradition, the 115th Army-Navy game presented by USAA. Coverage begins at 2:30 Eastern with Autotrader.com. College football today. We'll also have the Heisman finalists in studio with us at halftime, which is always a joy. So be sure to join us then. Coverage beginning at 2:30 Eastern on Autotrader.com. College football today. And then the next edition of Thursday Night Football on the NFL Network is coming your way Thursday. The Arizona Cardinals take on the St. Louis Rams. And tomorrow, the NFL on CBS continues with regional action. Many will see the Steelers visit the Bengals and the Bills at the Broncos. It all starts at noon Eastern with the NFL Today. Now, let's go to Brent Stover in New York with an update on the latest around college football. Brent?
All right, Adam, getting you caught up on Bedlam. Oklahoma State and number 20 Oklahoma. The Sooners have won 10 of the last 11 in this series. Cody Thomas with a fake handoff finds Aaron Ripkowski, stays on his feet, gets across the goal line. Second touchdown of the day for Ripkowski. Meantime, Samaje Perine, more than 700 yards in the last 3 games on the ground, but right now he's headed to the locker room with an apparent ankle injury in a 28-14 game late third. Conference USA title game, La Tech and Marshall. Marshall down 4, 2 left in the game. Rakeem Cato hits Deontay McManus, the touchdown and the lead, and the fans in Huntington, West Virginia take home the souvenir. A 12-1 season for Marshall. Rakeem Cato throws for 308 and 2 scores. Cincinnati trying to grab a share of the American Athletic Conference title, taking on Houston. 4th down, trailing by 7. Final chance for Houston. It goes incomplete on the final play of the game. Cincinnati, Memphis, and UCF all share the American title as Gunnar Kiel throws for 190 and 2 scores in a 38-31 win. We thank you for watching the Geico Halftime Report. Coming up, Vern, Gary, and Allie back with the second half of Bama and Missouri. Enjoy the rest of the game.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Back in the Georgia Dome, the SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. Alabama cruising right now. The Crimson Tide up 21-3. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce will be along in a moment. Missouri gets the ball to start the third. Can they get back in it?
Not the way they played in the first half.
Gotcha.
They have to step up their game. I mean, you do not beat Alabama playing where you can't hit open receivers, dropping balls, and no, they'd up their game. And if they do come back, I think it would be the most devastating loss maybe in Alabama history. I mean, they got a chance to get in the playoffs here. If they let Missouri come back and win this game, it'll be an all-timer.
Well, one of the big plays in this first half was the ejection of Shane Ray. Have you noticed his absence from Missouri?
Not really, to tell you the truth.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's been a little quick here. The only thing I can say is Alabama's decided to run the ball from the I formation, and it looks like because Missouri is a little bit more undersized than Alabama's used to facing, they decided to feature Derrick Henry a little bit more than I'm used to. He carried the ball 11 times in the first half, the big running back.
Now let's go inside the headset powered by AT&T, official sponsor of the SEC. Here's Allie with Nick Saban.
Coach, Coach, your offense scored 3 touchdowns. Your defense nearly held Missouri scoreless. Anything you'd like to see your team do better in the second half?
Well, you know, they got to hit a couple big plays on us on defense. We got to do a better job, you know, in that area. And, you know, they stopped our inside run game, so we'd like to be able to run the ball with a little more consistency. The big thing is it's a 60-minute game. We have a lot of respect for their team, and we know this game is nowhere near over, and we got to reestablish the tempo in the second half.
Blake started 15 for 17. Are you sure he doesn't know who Cool Hand Luke is?
He's doing good. You know, a lot of them were short passes that go with the runs, but, you know, and he made a great throw on the long pass, so just got to keep playing.
Thanks, Coach.
Nick wasn't going to buy that story again.
No.
Game mode.
Oh, indeed. And Gary, take us through our Dr. Pepper first half trends.
Well, that's almost a dream right there to come into a football. Remember, his first game was in this stadium, as you mentioned, against West Virginia, and he did not have that type of game. The growth there. I thought if they could hold Amari Cooper to this type of a look, 10 for 61, that would be good news for the Missouri defense, because usually if Amari gets 10, it's like 120.
Right.
No big plays, but here's the problem. I mean, it's been my theme for 7 years when I've been watching Alabama. Not going to beat them with inferior pitching is what I call it, okay? Your starter better give you 8 good innings. Right now, Matty Mock has to up his game. And, of course, Shane Ray. If Missouri's going to come back and get this into the fourth quarter, they're going to have to do without their best player. You know what? Nobody's going to feel sorry for Missouri. Alabama's going to just keep pushing. Missouri's going to have to find a way to make some plays.
Marcus Murphy will be back to return the kickoff. He's had 2 touchdowns on returns this year of 196. Here's Griffith with the kickoff, and this one will not be returned. Well, on October 11th, this Missouri team, already having been beaten at home by Indiana, lost to Georgia 34-0. Few would have predicted on that night that they would have made it here, but they need to play much better having gotten here.
But I think that is a good point, Vern. I mean, they already have been counted out and disrespected and told them they can't win. So now they've just had a rough first half. They've been here before, as you say, against Georgia. Do they have that one more time to come back against better competition? Obviously.
This is Russell Hansbrough, not with that start. And Reggie Ragland, who has had a very consistent year for Alabama.
And look at the tough story for this Missouri passing attack. Remember, Auburn hit 9 balls for 340 yards, okay? They've not been able to do it. Nothing. 2 plays, and they were almost scrambles.
Second down 9. Mock forced. Retreats again, being chased now by Robinson, and has to throw it away. First one in there was Jonathan Allen, and then Ashawn Robinson helped out. There's Allen, number 93.
You know, we've not talked about the coverage in this game, but you know what? Where do you want to throw the ball here? If you throw the ball anywhere up in the area, it's going to be potential interception. There was nowhere to go. That Alabama secondary was disciplined and ready to make a play.
And that is in contrast to last week against Auburn. If there is a perceived deficiency, it's the secondary of Alabama, but they're playing very well tonight. And they're helped out by a lot of pressure. There's a catch, yeah.
There you go.
Jimmy Hunt, first down.
And that's basically what Alabama forces you to do. They're going to play man coverage. There's a path. I mean, there's a way to make a first down. But you have to deliver the ball with accuracy, and if you don't have a chance. Nice throw, nice catch, good route.
First down 10 at the 36. 3 wide left. Handoff, Hansbrough again. Not much of a running game tonight. Trey DePriest with the tackle. Hansbrough has now carried 8 times for 6 yards.
Vern, look at how Alabama protects the edges here. See, I mean, Ragland's the one side. They're going to force that play inside. They believe their guys inside cannot be blocked. They just set the edge and say, you're not running wide on us.
2nd down 9. Mock takes off, not very far. Ashawn Robinson, nose guard, right there.
This was not a called quarterback draw either. He just did not have his player, and Ashawn Robinson knew that all week he's been told that Mock is a runner. Nick Saban in his press conference said he's as good a runner as Nick Marshall. Now, I don't know if I buy that, but I'm sure his team heard it.
3rd down, 10.
Watch the tight end. This is the formation where they did that before.
Token forced. Now he motions deep and goes deep for Hunt. Shoving. Did he get it?
He sure did.
He got it out of bounds at the 1.
The deep ball. Same thing. Flushed out of the pocket and throw it downfield and over the head of Geno Smith. I mean, this is, you just as a coach say, listen, we did everything right. He's throwing a prayer, and as Vern said once before, it was answered. That's just poor technique, and they paid dearly, did Alabama. That's how you get back in a football game, making plays.
Marcus Murphy is the running back. 1st and goal. That's the tight end, Culkin. They flip it into the end zone. It is dropped by Darius White. Good defensive job as well.
Yeah, I think Eddie Jackson, might have got a hand in there. Interesting call. I mean, I thought for sure we were going to get a run there. And it was, what, 6 inches?
Yeah.
Actually, it was one of those combo plays. The team was running a run, and that was stripped by Jackson. That was a good play by Eddie Jackson.
Late sub for Alabama defensively. 2nd and goal. Murphy, Matty Mock, Sasser top of the screen, defended by Cyrus Jones. There's the run and there's the defense. Still a struggle. Brandon Ivory was the first there, number 99.
As you said, inside, no movement. Now what do you do on 3rd down? You dare run it again. I'll tell you what I'm doing if I'm Missouri. I'm running it. Well, at least I'm doing it 2 more times unless I lose yardage here.
So-called heavy formation. Clayton Eckert is in as an extra tight end. Murphy behind Matty Mock. 3rd and goal. Fumble. Scramble for it.
He didn't get in, but he at least got it back to the line of scrimmage on 4th down. Now what do you do? If you're Gary Pinkel, had Mock not picked this up and shot forward, I think they would have had to take the field goal. But I think down this close, you just got to try to score.
Time has been called by Missouri. They'll chat about this one. Another look at the bobbled snap. Matty Mock from his center, Evan Bain, but he did get the ball back. Scramble toss from Matty Mock to Jimmy Hunt. That set up a 1st and goal. We're now 4th and goal. What do you think?
Well, you know, they've run the ball 15 times for 22 yards, so they're about averaging what they need. It's a guess here, Vern. I'm telling you, they have not been able to run the ball at the middle. And outside, those linebackers have been eating it up. I think I got to get Matty Mock on the edge. I think run-pass option on the edge. I'll tell you what, Collins is ready for the edge. And Trey DePriest is ready for the edge.
He'll throw it.
Yeah, they picked.
Caught.
They picked out there. Did they get away with it?
Bud Sasser.
Yeah, they picked it pretty nicely that time and didn't get called. Inside block, wide open out of there. Watch this. Goes right at it, runs into it. Notre Dame's going, wait a second here. Wait a second.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Wait a second.
Can you say Notre Dame against Florida State?
Yeah, well, nothing counts unless the yellow flag comes out and Missouri gets to put a touchdown up on the board.
Here's the extra point. Andrew Baggett. 10 plays, 75 yards, none bigger than a scramble and a catch for 63 yards. Matty Mock. Jimmy Hunt. Matty Mock. There's the touchdown. 21-10.
The SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper, is sponsored by American Sniper from Warner Brothers, Allstate, Bud Light, and by Chick-fil-A.
21-10 after the third quarter opening drive by Missouri. Next week, our group will move to the East Coast. The annual Army-Navy game to be played this year in the city of Baltimore. Next Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern, Army-Navy presented by USA. It begins with the Autotrader.com College Football Today and special bonus coverage on CBS Sports Network at noon Eastern Time. On the sidelines, one of the stars of this team last year, Michael Sam. Adding words of encouragement as best he can.
Yeah, they could use him now.
Yeah.
For Shane Ray's spot.
Yes. Andrew Baggett will kick off. Again, more than 50% of his kickoffs are touchbacks. And this will not be one of them. Christian Jones. Not much. Now Red Lobster presents today's Scholar Athletes. One from each school. Jalston Fowler graduated in 2013. He graduates this month with a master's degree in sport management. And for the Missouri Tigers, Michael Shear, middle linebacker, major in business management. Red Lobster's commitment to the investment of our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund.
Well, if you're a Missouri fan right now, Vern, you're saying Alabama put the ball on the ground 3 times in the first half. 2 they recovered, and 1 was blown dead. We're going to get another chance?
Sims looking deep. He wanted to go to Cooper, and he overthrows DeAndrew White.
Good defense that time. Missouri corners did a nice job. Penton, number 11, took away Amari Cooper, forced the ball to go to the other side, and it was high.
Second down 10. Here comes O.J. Howard to the near side. Cooper gets him up on the line of scrimmage. Yeldon right behind the line. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Kind of a little bit surprised that Alabama didn't go back to the toss game. Without Shane Ray in there, Charles Harris is 6'3", 235 pounds, number 91, a freshman. They have not attacked that edge. When you bring in a young player like that, I thought Alabama would go right at him.
3rd down 10.
Big play here. Freshman against freshman.
Cam Robinson, the left tackle. Sims again looking deep. Goes deep. DeAndrew White comes near side. Looks for a block from Cooper.
He got the block, but it was too far ahead of him. But he does get across midfield, a gain of 32.
Had the protection. Remember, the strength of Missouri is their pass rush. But they don't have Shane Ray. And this time, that offensive line stones him. And then another perfect throw. Singleton, number 2, was there, but the throw was better than the coverage.
And a big first down for Alabama.
Give half of that to that offensive line. This is the strength of Missouri, rushing the passer.
Sims, right side. Second that he's overthrown on this possession. Second and 10. That's Cooper. They come the near side to Yeldon. And Yeldon, not much. Let's say it'll be third down. Arion Penton, number 11, first man there for Missouri.
I think Kentrell Brothers, number 10, also did a great job on that play. You talk the lead-in tackler turned it back in. Penton and Brothers did a nice job.
Well, they converted a third and long for a 32-yard gain to Andrew White. This time Christian Jones and Howard go wide to the right side. Cooper near side, bottom of the screen. Arion Penton up to press coverage. Sims caught and dropped.
Charles Harris. Watch the speed rusher. Coming around the edge. Here's the next guy. Explodes off the ball right around the corner and forces into the pocket for the sack. Stepping up, answering the bell. A guy that was basically a high school basketball player that they projected to be an outside rusher. That's the type of recruits that Gary Pinkel has built this program on.
And that brings on the freshman punter, J.K. Scott. Bobble snap. He does. Oh, my gosh. How about that? Oh, wow.
That is three fumbles and nearly a disaster for the fourth. Give him credit. He stayed in there. Yeah.
Cole Mazza is the center.
Snap was low.
Yep. J.K. Scott. Time call. This Thursday, Larry Fitzgerald and the first place Cardinals take on the Rams as the playoff chase heats up. Thursday night football this Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern, live on the NFL Network. See, the Rams put 52 on the board against the Raiders last week. That's 8:25 on the NFL Network. Take another look at that punt, Gary.
Interesting. It was 4th and 12, and Missouri keeps their base defense. They're 4-3, and they actually play safe, looking for a fake on 4th and 12. If they had their punt team in there, that was their defensive ends out there. They went defense stays, and that's the only reason they got the punt off, did Alabama.
Yeah, Marcus Golden, the defensive end, was the one who almost got the block. First down 10. 8:02 to go, third quarter, 21-10. Marcus Murphy spins. Ryan Anderson, number 7, is part of the trio that hauls him to the ground.
But positive yards, chipping away.
Second down 4, gain of 6.
You know, you asked me if I'd be surprised if Missouri came back. I said they got to play better. I'll tell you who'd be shocked if they mount a comeback. Alabama will be shocked if this becomes a tight football game. The pressure will shift to Alabama just immensely.
Quick flip. This is Sasser, first down, plus Landon Collins and Geno Smith. Out there defensively, move the chain.
Those throws that were not accurate in the first half, now that's how you have to do it. Who's missing the throws in the second half? It's been Blake Sims missing a couple throws. Now Matty Mock might be on his game. Another one.
Come this way. That's Sasser again. Geno Smith again, number 24. Second down, 7. Well, how the two fared. Blake Sims, 15 of 17 at the half. Matty Mock, now 12 of 24.
Getting his head above water, isn't he?
3 big scramble plays.
Yep.
Most notorious or famous, if you're a Missouri fan, was that 63-yarder. And here, they got him. Wow.
Setting the edge. I'll tell you, nobody does it better than this football team.
Ashawn Robinson with the tackle.
Sure was. He set the edge, he took on the tackle, and then he made the tackle. I think it was Mitch Morris, number 65, that was trying to block him, and he did not.
Lost 3, 3rd and 10. That's the 5th tackle for loss by Alabama in the game. Your basic big play. Here comes DePriest. Matty Mock in trouble. This is where they've been most effective. He's got Hunt down there. And Hunt makes another catch.
That's incredible. Their 4 best plays is when the quarterback is spun out of the pocket and just thrown it deep. We talked about the problems that Alabama had against Auburn on the deep ball, and it's coming back to haunt them again. This time, number 23, Washington, the ball's in the air for 4 seconds, and Hunt makes the play.
47 yards and a first down. Here's Mock into the end zone, incomplete. Eddie Jackson, good coverage that time. Another look at Jimmy Hunt's big catch.
You know, at least Auburn ran it out of their offense. This is coming from just freelancing by a quarterback who spins out and just throws it down. You know, remember I said Manzielish?
Yeah.
This has been Manzielish right here, right?
Jimmy Hunt on the bench, hurt. Second down, 10. Sweep left, Hansbrough. Inside the 15, tackled by Xavier Dixon, number 47. Jimmy Hunt on scramble receptions, 5 for 157 yards.
It's unbelievable. Sammy Coates and Duke Williams over there at Auburn's going, yeah, I did the same thing.
3rd down, 8. Gavin Ottey is on the field as Hunt stays on the bench.
Falcon was open on the first play. Will they go back to him, the tight end?
There's pressure. Knocked down. Xavier Dixon had an unimpeded rush.
That's got to be a penalty. It hit them right in the back. That's Mitch Morris, number 65. That's got to be a penalty. Watch the play. The ball is going to hit him in the back. Yes, that's an easy one.
Yeah. I've been at this for a long time, and
I have fun. I have to admit it.
I know that. Do you know Roger Staubach's last pass in the NFL went to Herb Scott, the right guard?
Oh, jeez. That's not good.
No.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 65. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Well, you got to take a field goal here and make this an 8-point game.
Yes. And so Baggett will come on. We mentioned he has been inconsistent over the course of his career. 46 of 66, now make it 47 of 67.
Good stop by the Alabama defense. They pressured him, had nowhere to go, but they were trying a wide receiver screen and nothing was there. A good job by Kirby Smart. Good defense unless he's scrambling.
33-yard effort. to make it an 8-point game. That one is perfect. All the scoring in the second half has come from Missouri and Gary Pinkel's team. That's Kirby Smart, defensive coordinator, a little agitated right now. Why not? It's 21-13. Coming up tonight, the Fresno State Bulldogs go heads up with the Broncos of Boise State in the Mountain West Championship presented by Sports Authority. That's here on CBS Sports tonight, 10 Eastern. 21-13. Touchdown and field goal for the Missouri Tigers here in the third quarter. I've never seen scramble plays quite like this.
Well, not that when that's your only offense, basically. I mean, without those 4 plays, this is just a beating. How about that? I mean, Matty Mock just taking his game on those scrambles. I mean, it's right now, that's their offense.
Baggett will kick off. Christian Jones is the deep man. This will be returned. Out to the 36. Well, Alabama offense, Lane Kiffin dialed up a couple of plays.
You want to see good coaching? Good coaching means you teach guys to do the same thing. Amari Cooper last week, DeAndre White this week, the same play. The 2 guys run it exactly the same, and they get the exact same result. When that happens, you got a coach on the sideline that goes, yep, I know it's going to happen. How about that? You teach it the same, and it works the same.
That was great work by our guys, our folks down in the trucks, to get those synced up simultaneously. And Lane Kiffin, that was amazing. It's first down 10. Derrick Henry.
That's how he started the game off. Yep. Fowler, same play.
O.J. Howard this time.
But minimum.
Yeah.
A defense can hang with that. You have to throw a little bootleg to gain 4 yards. We're okay with that. Dave Steckel says, yeah, we'll give you that little dump. We'll get you to third down, and we'll see how you do on third down. Still surprised they haven't gone back to Derrick Henry and run the toss.
Well, Fowler's out there, and Henry is as well.
What are they doing? Yep.
They're going old style on us again. Power I. Cooper near side. Play action. Sims fires it to Vogler. Seldom used as a pass receiver. That's his 4th catch of the season.
Yeah, this is a little tight end sneak. They wanted to get the ball to Cooper, but he was covered well by Missouri's secondary. He had nowhere to go but the drop off. 3rd and short.
Yeldon's on. Henry out.
The question mark about this Alabama team is when they had to run the ball downhill, could they? We will see. Look at this.
They've got Cooper in the backfield. Yeldon is split, the running back. Now Cooper goes out to join him.
Quarterback draw.
Indeed, nice call. Sims across midfield. Ryan Kelly, number 70, led the way.
Yeah, well, just that situation. See, they don't trust that their offensive line, like past offensive lines, good offensive line, but more of a finesse offensive line this year. Not that downhill throw, just blow people off the ball like we saw, what was it, 2012 against Georgia?
Mm-hmm. First down 10. O.J. Howard comes all the way across the line of scrimmage. Here's Yeldon, chased from behind. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that is about it.
Yep, defended well again. Missouri is starting to get a feel for the football game. I think Donovan Newsome, number 25, did a good job coming in there and making that play. One of the backups. Steckel is getting his guys rest and playing some of his other players too.
Cooper has not caught a pass in this half. He's top of the screen.
Oh, man.
Christian Jones.
Oh, man.
In the middle of 3 guys.
That ball was supposed to go to Cooper. It was taken away, and Blake Sims double clutches for a strike. Watch as he wants to go to Cooper, and he ends up down the seam. Watch Blake Sims double clutch. No Cooper, and then zip it right behind it. Woo! That's pretty darn good right there.
First down after the gain of 18.
Poor Vincent and Augusta just drove him in, didn't they?
Here's Henry. He's the big back. 6'3", 241. And a gain of 8.
Well, this is kind of that ride, keep, just give the ball, always let the defense know we've got a screen off of it.
Ryan Kelly again leading the way. Now Vogler, the tight end, split out wide right, 3 receivers to the left. Henry.
Derrick Henry has been very effective in this game. He is really, you know, we talked about Yeldon. There's that 1-2 punch that Alabama always does. Let's see up front how it's handled. Quanjo helps on Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly gets a decent block, and Cam Robinson just pancakes his guy.
And Henry now 13 carries, 52 yards.
You know, Robinson gave up the sack to Charles Harris, but that time he got him in a pancake.
First down 10. Christian Jones alongside Blake Sims. Play action. Little screen. Christian Jones looks for a block. He's to the 5. He's down at the 1.
Same offense Lane Kiffin's been using since he was at Tennessee. I remember that game. He actually used the same offense against Alabama when he almost pulled the upset in Tuscaloosa. Remember the Cody blocked field goal?
You bet. 12-10 the final. Here's Henry. No. Yeah, that was Kiffin's 1 year at Tennessee. And they lost. Right knee. Ryan Kelly. Oh, he's not the one who's injured. It's let's see, who was the last man standing?
I thought it was Shepard that had a little problem there at the end of that one.
Well, they're going to get to march 99 yards, 98, I guess, to the other end.
Yeah, it was Shepard.
It's Shepard.
You know, this has been a great answer for the Alabama team to come back. They got hit in the face with those deep passes.
That's the end of 3, 21-13. We'll return to the Georgia Dome right after this word from your local station. The SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. We begin the 4th quarter with Allie LaForce, Gary Danielson, Vern Lundquist here. And it's 2nd down and goal from just outside the goal line. 21-13. Fowler is in. Yeldon is in. Blake Sims is in.
Dominic Jackson, number 76, another tackle right there.
Let's see, were they induced? O.J. Howard, they're pointing at him, the Missouri defensive guys.
False start, number 74, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
That's kind of big.
Boy, it's amazing. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just enough right there.
Yep.
Gee.
That's the freshman.
You better make up for it for a good block here right now, because that's a big difference.
Now it becomes 2nd and goal from outside the 5.
And remember what they've been doing down here. They spread it out and hand the ball off to Yeldon. That's what's been working for them in this situation.
Cooper and DeAndrew White right side. Christian Jones top of the screen, now coming in motion. Sims rolling out, fires it, caught by Jones, touchdown Alabama.
That was a nice catch by Christian Jones. A little motion to the right side. Christian Jones slants out there. No picks on that one. The ball slightly behind and a nice catch by Christian Jones. I mean, that was a Blake Sims drive right there and a Lane Kiffin drive. I think they threw 4 of those little dumps in the flat. They started out the drive and they finished the drive almost with the same play.
Adam Griffin's extra point is up and good.
White's going to go here, Cooper's going to go there, and into the flat there. Basically the same play that Florida State ran, that Notre Dame ran and got called for it, but see, no pick on that one.
And Michael Shear, the middle linebacker, trying to trail, slipped and fell. Touchdown, Alabama. And time taken.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
Well, Blake Sims got off to a torrid start. He was 15 of 17 at the break. And on this one, he got popped, but he had the strength to get that ball to the Andrew White. That was the first touchdown of the game. Here is the hit. Shane Ray ejected from the game for targeting. Seemed pretty clear to us. And then 21-10, here's Sasser with the first Missouri touchdown. This is in the third quarter of play. Jones with a touchdown. Blake Sims. Amari Cooper. 113 receptions this season. That is an SEC record. And here's the last touchdown. This is Jones. 28-13. Gary, a pretty good answering drive by Alabama.
Absolutely. I mean, that's big game experience for Alabama. They've been in a ton of them. These players have, played nationally televised games as they've been freshmen, and they know how to answer those. Now, Missouri put up 192 yards against a good Arkansas defense in the fourth quarter a week ago. It's going to take something like that and maybe another play besides a scramble play. I just don't know if they're going to be able to keep doing the same play over and over, but this Missouri offense has to do it one drive at a time.
Griffith will kick off for the Crimson Tide.
Vern, that was a tremendous drive for Blake Sims. Remember the quarterback draw? I think he completed 6 passes, beautifully called by Blake Sims, all those little bootleg dump plays. He
and
just gave him the whole
The most impressive pass might have been to Christian Jones.
Yes, right down the seam.
You bet. Here's the kick. Marcus Murphy.
There it is. That almost. I said all in this game that Missouri needed one touchdown, not from their offense. Could they get a kickoff, a punt, or a defensive touchdown? And that one was very close. The last Alabama player, I did not get a number who made this tackle, but he just took it. Oh, it was Dylan Lee, number 25, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it was. That was a big-time stop.
First down 10.
Excuse me, Christian Jones helped, but it was Dylan Lee that got the first half of it.
28-13. Early moments, final quarter. Mark, left side, one hopper. Let's go back to the studio for a forward update. Here's Brent.
Vern, Bedlam just got really interesting. A minute to play, Oklahoma by 7. They punted away to one of the best returners in the country, and Tyreek Hill for the Cowboys, 92 yards to the house. They appear to be headed to OT, tied at 35.
All right, Brent, thank you. It's second down 10 here. Oh,
man.
Wow. That's Ish Witter.
And
hit by Geno Smith.
And A'Shawn Robinson. I think 86 was the other half of this tackle, and that's why it looked so big. And Hansbrough hurt that ankle in the last play of last week's game. I think might have popped it there. Watch 86. Yes. Got it bent back. Almost exactly what happened to him on the last play of the game against Arkansas.
That was Witter. Number 29 is third down and 9. Mock, good. Jimmy Hunt avoids a tackle. and then is driven back by Landon Collins. But he got the first down, a gain of 13.
Well, Jimmy Hunt's been the go-to guy in this football game. When they had their 3 receivers, this offense from Missouri really took off. It wasn't until Darius White came back, Jimmy Hunt, of course, Bud Sasser. They need all 3 of them to really be effective, and Jimmy Hunt's been the guy in this football game.
Hunt now with 6 catches for 169 yards. This is Hansbrough.
He's having a monster game, Ashawn Robinson. Just a monster game.
Another one in that nose guard position, and here's Witter, the freshman.
I mean, you know, this guy, we saw this guy as a freshman a year ago, and, you know, he just, I think that's him, yes, 86. Cannot be handled inside by Brad McNulty. Just not a chance.
That's the 6th tackle for loss for the Crimson Tide. 2nd down, 11.
Should they get Mock out of the pocket?
There's a broken tackle. Hansbrough, the running back. Jaron Reed with the stop this time. And look who's down at the bottom of the pile. Ashawn Robinson. Here comes Jaron Reed, number 90. Robinson out, 3rd down, 7. Five wide, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. 4 down for Alabama defensively. They bring only the 4. Mock behind the intended receiver, Jimmy Hunt. 4th down.
Alabama was playing outside technique, robber in the middle. Trey DePriest is in the middle. Every Alabama defenders forcing their receiver into the middle of the field. They've got a free safety and a linebacker. Poorly thrown ball.
Brincer, and here's a little tape being applied on the bench.
I think that was Hansbrough.
Yeah, that left ankle. Whoops, that takes a Missouri hop. Now it takes an Alabama hop.
Exactly. It stopped nicely and then the other way.
How many weeks away from the golf course are you?
Not yet. Can't think about that yet.
Okay. No, you got to study for Army Navy. I know that. Timeout. The SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper, is sponsored by Verizon, Hyundai, Dr. Pepper, and by Chick-fil-A. Don't forget, later in the game, the play of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts. Blake Sims, very effective, terrific drive just then. 21-25, throwing the football. 21 of 25. For more on Blake Sims, here's Allie.
Thank you, Vern. Blake Sims is a very proud father to his daughter, Kyla. In fact, he told me he wants to win every game so he can tell his daughter, Daddy played on the biggest stage and won these games for you. Yesterday, I said, did she give you any advice for the upcoming SEC championship? He said, not yet. We usually speak on Friday nights, and that's when she gives me my advice. They also speak right after the game. She's the first person he talks to, and he always asks, how did I do? And she's pretty honest with him. I think it's safe to say whatever advice she gave him, it's working pretty well.
Well, she's obviously got her eye on him. Here's Sims. Yeldon. And how did she react after? Oh, this is great. After the last Alabama touchdown.
Well, she knows how many championships Alabama's won. She's got that 15 jersey on there. Right? Every press conference, that 15 helmet comes out.
Yes, it does. 2nd down, 11. 11:45 to go.
How conservative or how wide open will Alabama be here in their play calling?
Pretty conservative. Yeldon up the middle. Quanjo, a little meaningless exchange. 3rd down, 8. Now then, how conservative?
I don't know. It's a tough call. I mean, I don't know if they can go back to quarterback draw. You know, I think if it looks like man-to-man coverage, do they toss one deep here? not gone deep to Amari Cooper in this game.
And Amari Cooper, again, has not caught a pass in this half of play. 10 for 61 for the game. Comes the blitz. There's Amari Cooper.
Well, they went with him, but they did it differently. Justin Fowler, number 45, comes out to help. Nice block by Fowler. Woo! How about a little dink, dink, dink offense? It's been the scramble offense of Missouri versus the dink and dunk offense.
Late hit out of bounds, number 12, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's Darvin Ruiz. There's...
Darvin Ruiz has seen Amari Cooper take those sideline things and take it to the house.
Sure.
That was very close at the beginning, but he finished it, and that's the way they call him now.
First down 10. The game was 17. The time remaining is now 10 and a half. Yeldon is the running back, and he'll get the handoff. Goes left. By the way, Austin Shepard back in the lineup. He hobbled off from the last series, but number 79 is back there.
The only team all year that has run the ball for more than a 4-yard average was Arkansas. And that was early in that football game. No one else has averaged 4 yards per rush attempt, and Alabama is not either. And you know what? No one has put 400 yards up against this defense this season in SEC play. Alabama is closing in on that now.
They are. Second down 7. Vogler, the tight end, joins O.J. Howard. And here comes Yeldon in motion to the right. Sims inside. Cooper. That's his 12th catch. Well, Shane Ray, the outstanding defensive end, ejected 11:48 to go in the first half for that hit on Blake Sims. And so he is in the locker room. 14 and a half sacks. He had 1 in the first half. Third down 2. Brandon Green listed as the 4th team tight end. That's an SEC championship game record for Amari Cooper. Up the middle she goes. Yeldon, first down, Alabama.
Yeah, this is the type of drive that Alabama usually finishes off games. We've seen it, you know, for 8 years here. We've been watching them. Nick Saban's career, he's always been able to run the ball to either put a game away or when he had to run the ball. Impressive performance on that offensive line. Enough finesse, enough dink and dunk, and they've really been able to control the football, except for a few scramble plays. It's been all Alabama.
Yeah, it sure has. Under 8.5 to go now. First down 10. 28-13.
They're going to have to take a timeout. This play isn't coming in correctly.
It is done. Timeout, Alabama. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. 8:16 to go. Dave Steckel, one of 5 coaches, by the way, who have been with Gary Pinkel all 14 years at Missouri. SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. 8:16 to go. Let's take another look at the College Football Playoff Committee's current top 10.
Well, here's the whole thing. It all started on Tuesday when TCU was placed 3rd. That made it almost impossible for Ohio State or Baylor to get back into this, because if TCU had a good football game against lowly Iowa, and obviously did, how are they going to drop lower? But if you look at the Big 12, it's amazing what you can Google nowadays. If you Google the tiebreaker, this is the Big 12. And look what it says. If 2 teams are tied, the winner of the game between the 2 tied teams shall be the representative. And that's what Baylor's saying right now. We're tied. The rules say we're the champ.
I recall 61-58. What the final?
Now, listen, TCU's a good football team.
You bet.
But if I'm Baylor, I'm going, wait a second.
Play action, Sims has to dodge traffic and does so. Oh, he can be brilliant at that. 17-yard gain.
I was a little nervous when daughter says to dad, next time you scramble, Dad, make sure you tuck that ball away, because he's winging it around there. But right at the end, he tucks it and makes a brilliant play.
Gain of 17 for Sims on the scramble. Good coverage downfield by the Tiger defensive backs. Now Derrick Henry gets the handoff. He comes right. He's got Fowler in front. He's got a touchdown. Austin Shepard and Jalston Fowler.
Boy, everybody did their job on this one, Vern. You called two of them. They just gobbled up the edge that time. And Alabama is going to go back into the, well, they're going to go into the first playoffs.
Yes, that's right. Cam Robinson, Lane Kiffin.
The edge defense, watch right here. You get the edge by Vogler, and he goes to the second level, and as Vern told you, Austin Shepard cleans it up, and then Jalston Fowler just runs over the last guy. That is a beautifully blocked play.
Derrick Henry got the touchdown. Alabama in control. Stay tuned for the Dodge postgame show. That's coming up on CBS Sports. Derrick Henry getting congratulations from his teammates, assistant coaches. 26-yard run. Touchdown, Alabama. And the faces will grow longer for the Tigers of Missouri, as this one essentially has been put away.
Well, they had that one third down play that they had a chance to stop him when it was down, what, 20-yard line. They threw the quick screen to Cooper.
Yep.
After that, I think Missouri realized that they weren't going to stop this Alabama team. If they'd have got a stop there, it might have been a football game.
Murphy is awaiting the kickoff. Mentioned earlier, he has 2 returned for touchdowns. And then this will be a split kick. No, they're not going to give him a chance. Exactly. So that one.
It's going to go back where he caught the ball because he signaled for a catch, or he waved his arms first. If you wave your arms, yes, he waves it one time.
Fair catch signal given. Number 82 gave a fair catch signal. The ball is dead where it was caught.
Wesley Leftwich, number 18, caught the ball.
It wasn't Leftwich who signaled it. It was someone else that signaled the fair catch.
First down 10.
I think it was Clayton Edward, number 82.
It was,
right
yes.
there that did it.
First down 10, Missouri. Here's Mock. Sasser, stiff arm. That was Nick Perry who was the recipient of the stiff arm. Gain of 16 for the Tigers.
Alabama ran a stunt and was handled beautifully by the Missouri offensive line that time.
First and 10. Deep left side for Sasser. Collins comes over to help defensively. Cyrus Jones also down there.
And about a half a step, but the ball would have been out of bounds. And you're right, it was Collins coming across and eating that one up. I think Matty Mock should start drawing him in the dirt. Like, all right, you go long, I'll circle around here.
That's right.
Throw him by the fire hydrant.
And then take a left, you bet. Go to the Dodge on the right side of the avenue. Screen pass. No.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Might be something good.
This is their best play. There you are. It's incredible.
It's going to be men downfield, though. They had a screen pass on, and the offensive line obviously does not know. I think Brad McNulty, 63, was about 12 yards deep on the play.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 63, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Yeah, left guard McNulty right there. Now remember, it's a screen pass called. He knows that the ball should be thrown, and he's down there trying to block. That's what happens is when you it's okay to scramble on a pass play. When you do that on a screen play, it's going to be a penalty.
5-yard mark off, second down, 15. 6:45 to go in the ball game. The SEC championship. Three-man rush across the middle. Caught by Darius White. Fumble. Scramble, who got it?
Alabama got it.
Landon Collins. That is the first turnover of the ball game.
Well, Landon Collins, Vern, caused the fumble. It bounced around it, and he ended up with the football.
That's only the third fumble lost by Missouri this year.
Collins causes it from behind there, pops it, then he gets back up, and it bounces back to him, and he ends up with it. Boom. Hits it. Ball bounces. Bounces again, gets kicked off a helmet, and he gets it back.
Yep. No team, look at that. Alabama is the team that's had fumble problems this year. And you see they're -1 over the course of the season.
Boy, but the way Blake Sims played today, whew, very unique football team now.
Up the middle, Henry. And let's go back to New York. Brent Stover for this update in our New York studios.
In overtime, it's a 21-yard game winner from Ben Grogan. Oklahoma State scores the final 17 to beat Oklahoma. They own the state, at least for this year, and they become bowl eligible. 38-35 in OT. Vernon, Gary, back to you.
Brent, thank you very much.
You never know the ramifications of that. Might that make the committee, if Ohio State could win tonight big, take one more look? Now remember, Ohio State's going to play an extra game. That conference maybe goes down a half a notch, an inch. Boy, would TCU scream if they didn't make it. Oh, my God.
Here's Henry. Not to the 50, but he's got enough first down. Blake Sims, really a remarkable story. Yep. So patient. He redshirted his first year. Then in 2011, playing behind A.J. McCarron, he was a running back. In 2012, he threw 10 passes. In 2013, all the way up to 29, and this year he won the starting job in the last scrimmage before the regular season opener over Jacob Coker.
And you know, once he got it, he struggled early. There were still a lot of people saying it's only a matter of time. Nick Saban's just being fair to his senior. Eventually, it'll be turned over to Coker.
Here's Henry. Just work on the clock now.
Yeah, and Vern, part of that story with Blake Sims is when Lane Kiffin was at Tennessee, that was his quarterback that he recruited. He was going to get Blake Sims at Tennessee. When he left to USC, Blake Sims ended up going to Alabama.
Something about circles, huh? Completed, second down and 6. The single game completion record, Jason Campbell of Auburn, 10 years ago. And today, 23 of 27. I'd be shocked if he threw another pass. Up the middle. Cooper with a block. Henry, foot race.
Oh, my.
Down it to 1.
That's like highlights from the bowl game last year. This is what we thought we'd see from Derrick Henry. And, you know, if we're not going to do any more Alabama games, but next time I'm going to go, they're 4 stars on offense. Because now they've got that two-headed monster running back that Alabama has always had.
And for the day, for the 6'3", 241-pounder, 19 carries, 140 yards, a career high.
And that puts Alabama burn 100 yards more in offense than Missouri has given up all year.
Henry, touchdown.
Interesting now with this score. Could Alabama's, obviously, Oregon, there was a lot of people pushing that Oregon deserved the #1 seed after last night. I don't think there's any way. Alabama's going to get the first seed. The question now, because of that Oklahoma State win,
right?
Will Florida State, if they win, move up to 3? That would mean that there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, there is. And there are 12 people under the leadership of Jeff Long in a hotel complex in Grapevine, Texas, who are watching all of this.
Here's what I will say.
Okay.
The best team deserves to play the 4th-ranked team, who's ever number 4. You can't just do geography. If somebody's the 4th team in, the #1 team gets to play them.
Derrick Henry, 2 TDs, 140 yards rushing. Crimson Tide are rolling. We are back at the Georgia Dome. Just a note of the death of Brian Burwell. He died earlier this week at the age of 59. He battled cancer. He was a stalwart in sports journalism, a columnist for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, also involved in television, a good friend, and a terrifically respected man. Brian Burwell gone at the age of 59. 3:38 to go in this one. Derrick Henry's had quite the night, hasn't he? You know, look at this two-headed guy, running back. And Kenyon Drake, of course, injured earlier in the season.
He'll be the second head next year. I saw Kenyon Drake out on the field before the kickoff, and he was walking without a boot, and he was very proud of that.
Here's the kick taken at the goal line. Marcus Murphy. Oh, boy.
Tyron Jones, was it? Number 20?
Yeah. Dylan Lee was there.
Dylan Lee, too.
He was second.
Ooh. Ooh. Well, you know, you got to give Alabama a lot of credit. This is the 4th time in 7. There's Kenyon Drake right there. Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
4th time in 7 years Alabama has been in this SEC championship. They lost that first one. Remember in the 4th quarter, Tim Tebow hit 6 for 6 in that 4th quarter. But in 09, 12, and 14, they were the victors.
Well, it became a very competitive game in the 3rd quarter, 21-13. But terrific drive engineered by Blake Sims. And here's Hansbrough. He's down at the 20.
Well, Vern, Missouri, a lot of people all year did not give Missouri any credit. Didn't think they'd get here. They had to win their last 5 games, and they were all tight. They won their last 5 games, Gary Pinkel's team did, by 10, 10, 7, 8, and 7 points. I really believe with the talent that this Missouri football team has, this is his best coaching job in a long time. Remember, he threw off the team his best receiver, Dorial Green Beckham, to start this season.
Here's the sweep to the right. Well, Gary Pinkel, we mentioned back in the first half, he and Nick Saban teammates at Kent State under Don James. And Gary told us the story the other day. Nick was coaching 1 year at Toledo, and he called Gary Pinkel and he said, I'm going to go to the Cleveland Browns with Bill Belichick. I can't get you the Toledo job, but I can get you the interview. And Gary Pinkel left Don James' squad at Washington, coached for 10 years at Toledo. And the two have remained good friends for the last 40 years. 3rd down. Left side. Fumble. No. Is that a live ball?
Incomplete.
I didn't think so. Yeah.
It was a great read that time. Alabama saw that ball and saw the play, and Nick Perry just snuffed it out. He saw it coming all the way.
Jamon Moore was the intended receiver.
Yeah, no, not even close to a catch.
Nope. 4th down. 2:14 to go in this one. Well, back in the middle of the season, we saw this Alabama team lose at Ole Miss. We saw the goalpost torn down and paraded through the square in Oxford. The next week, they won a squeaker at Arkansas, 14-13. And Nick Saban kind of went off in the press conference about people's expectations being so high. He said, we won on the road. They're a pretty good team. That was a 14-13 win. A blocked extra point, the difference in that Arkansas game. This one, Alabama rolled it.
How would you put your, what do you think about this, Vern? Well, that guy's already sending his votes basically for the top. How would you rate?
He's texting
what do you
us,
think?
by the
You've
way.
been watching this a long time.
Yeah.
Florida State undefeated. What do you think about the committee slicing a team up and saying, I know you're undefeated, but we just don't like how you play and you're the 4th ranked team? What do you think about that?
Well, I'm shocked by it.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, they are the only undefeated. Yeah, they've won ugly.
Right.
I mean, you said 3 weeks ago, if they keep winning this way, they're going to drop right out of the playoffs.
I know.
I do think they're going to get a competitive game tonight from Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
I truly do. Paul Johnson just rewarded with a contract extension. And
we got an injury on that play. Another Missouri player down. And
it's Kentrell Brothers.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, the end of the football game.
Well, they're not cheering the injury, obviously. It looks like.
Yeah, and I think Nick Saban wanted to give Blake Sims a bow. He is taking him out of the game right here.
Yep.
Putting in Jake Coker on the play. But on the same play, when the Missouri player is down, kind of the air goes out of it. You can't really cheer too much. What and Vern, your story, and it is a great story. Those two guys hug. What a great job Lane Kiffin has done. But you know, remember this: Nick Saban, he's the guy that hired him. No one thought that Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin would ever be together.
Well, here's offense and defense getting together.
Well, there was even talk that Kirby Smart would get him as a defensive back. Remember? I do,
yeah.
You know, I mean, and nowadays in modern football, I've said this before about players, if they don't start the 1st or 2nd year at quarterback, they transfer. And Blake hung in there. Got to give him all the credit in the world. He's been the most valuable player of this game, obviously. But they don't win a championship without Blake Sims.
Here's the handoff. Tyron Jones, number 20, out to the 50. And Jacob Coker transferred in from Florida State, where he backed up Jameis Winston. Was expected to be the starter back in August. And he's handled the 2nd string role with grace. And what scenes as Blake Sims celebrates? That was
very emotional for Blake.
1st down 10. Final 45 of this game. Brandon Ivory, his daughter. Take a knee. Two teammates from 40 years ago meet at the center of the field. Nick Saban, Gary Pinkel. In Seattle, Carol James, widow of the late Don James, is watching her boys. Nick won this one. Now let's take a look at the player of the game presented by Chick-fil-A. Unanimous up here. Blake Sims, 23 of 27, 262 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he engineered the single most critical drive of the ball game after Missouri had, there you go. Let's go down to Allie, who is with Nick Saban.
Coach, your team didn't just win the SEC championship. They dominated it. Do you feel like your team played like the #1 team in the country?
Well, you know what? I'm just really proud of our players. You know, my whole thing about trying to get these guys ready to play in this game was so that they had a chance to be SEC champions. And I'm so proud of what they did. I'm proud for our fans, the University of Alabama, and our state. And this is all about our players and our coaches and everybody that worked so hard all year long. And I'm just happy for everybody.
Look at this year, ranked #1 in the country. You win the West, you beat Auburn, and now you're an SEC champion. When you look at all that, how does that make you feel?
Well, you know, I'm really proud of the way our players accomplished all that, the way they worked, the way they progressed through the years. So, you know, I just can't say enough about our coaches and our players and the great job that they've done. We got more ball to play and things to look forward to, but we certainly want to enjoy winning the SEC. To me, winning the SEC is a big thing.
It's a huge thing. Thanks so much, Coach, and congratulations. Right behind you now is Blake Sims, your leader. And he's with Kyla, his little daughter. We've been talking about her all game. You've been the star of the show, little one. What is this moment like for you? You're an SEC champion after being very patient and waiting a long time for this moment. And now your daughter is with you on the field.
It's nothing but a greater moment. I'm happy for my daughter and I'm happy for the team. How hard we worked in the summer and how hard they was behind me and I was behind them. And we worked so hard, and Coach Saban did a great job letting us know what we need to do every week. And Coach Kiffin did a great job with the game plan. Coach Smart did a great job with the defense. I'm just happy for the state of Alabama. I'm just happy for the Roll Tide.
Are you ready to win the national championship?
I sure am.
Kyla, how do you think Daddy did? Very good. That's right. All right. Thanks so much, Kyla. Thanks, Blake, and congratulations.
Thank you.
One of the best stories in college football started out when that man was hired. The patience and the development of Blake Sims. They would not have won it without either of those two guys.
Now time for the play of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts. Let's go back to the early moments. Here's Blake Sims, play action. He gets popped by Shane Ray as he lets it go. Beautifully thrown to DeAndrew White. That's our Napa Auto Parts play of the game. Let's look at it again. Here's Eli Gold of the Alabama Radio Network.
Drew White in motion, play action fake. Sims loads up, looks for DeAndrew White. He's beat the D. He's got the ball. He's going to go. Touchdown!
Always good to hear our good friend Eli Gold. And his call of the play of the game. The post-game show will be up next. We've got our guys ready to go for Gary Danielson and Allie LaForce. Vern Lundquist saying so long from the Georgia Dome, where Alabama wins it. David Moulton, Butch Baird, Chuck Gardner here in the booth. Down in the truck, Craig Silver, our producer, Steve Milton, our director, and the rest of the crowd. Been a great SEC season. Don't forget, we're going to be at Army-Navy next week. The Dodge postgame show's up next after these messages and a word from your local stations.